Hello everyone and welcome to Darksiders. Welcome back to Darksiders Warmaster Edition with Chaos Counseling.
Hello.
Sorry, I just showed Luke a funny because my brain was like, you should talk like the wolf did. And I wanted to just go,
Hello, I'm so happy to see you.
Would you turn the game volume down a little, honey?
Yep, it probably is higher because of Apollo Justice.
Yep.
How's that?
That's better.
Beautiful. I love that my brain, because it's like guns do exist in this universe with Strife. My brain's like, oh, guns are gonna be the loudest thing. Shoot a gun really quick, and that'll be the perfect test.
Sadly, do not have a gun just yet.
We do get a gun?
Yeah, you get a gun in every game but the third one.
Oh, I forgot.
Yep. Which I'm kind of curious, like, when we do finally get Darksiders 4, Darksiders, whatever the next Darksiders called, if it's going to reference the fact that both Death and War were given, because Strife's got 2 guns, and they're both named, and we get both of them depending, like, we get one in this game and we get one in another game.
Right, and, fucking Genesis is a prequel.
Correct.
I feel bad, because it's like, I like the story of Darksiders quite a bit. I just can't get past the gameplay, which, that's, you know, fair in my opinion. But how did Genesis end? Did Strife just poof, or like,
well, no,
do we not know?
No, it's a, yeah, we know how it ends. I've beaten it.
I just don't remember.
No, well, that's because you never beat it.
Yeah.
You didn't, but just what I'm saying is because it's a prequel, like, he wouldn't just poof, because he would still need to be around to exist. Because he shows up in Darksiders 3.
Right, he's like a disguised human in that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I guess I was trying to remember if, like, the prequel ended, because, like, he was, at least from the perspective of War and Death, missing, wasn't he?
No, War and Death never hear anything in regards to what he's up to, since War is, you know, just locked up that whole time, you know. However, when Fury asks about, so yeah, we're gonna go into the Serpent Holes, why she's the one being sent to, I never grabbed the Serpent's Hole near Samael.
Oops. Time to get as close as you can and take the long way.
Yep. Thankfully, there is the quest marker thing that tells me where we're supposed to go, so we will get there. I won't be too lost.
Oh, I forgot how cool the Serpent Holes were.
Oh, yeah. I love these things. But basically, so the plot of Darksiders Genesis is that the game opens with Samael's fortress in Hell being under siege. So and Strife and War are sent out to be like, okay, why are the Lords of Hell quarreling? Well, it turns out every other one of the main, like, demon Lords of Hell made a deal with Lucifer, who at this point in time was on the run and in hiding from the Chart Council because he was just so dead set on on fucking up the balance and trying to kill off humanity. Well, so the general plot of Darksiders Genesis is War and Death are hunting down and killing all the demon Lords of Hell that sided with Lucifer. It ends with one of the demon lords having a weapon or something in his possession that Strife recognizes, and he kind of wildly freaks out when he sees it. But it is also revealed that by killing all the demon lords, we actually did what Lucifer wanted. Because what had happened is that all the demon lords made a pact with Lucifer to increase their strength beyond belief, in exchange for the fact that when their physical body was killed, Lucifer gained possession of their souls.
Oh, Lucifer's... Man, I love them making that. Man, the Demon Lords are idiots.
Yeah, and that's a big part of the reason why Samael does team up with War and Strife in that one, is because he's the only Demon Lord who basically told Lucifer to shove it up his ass. Lucifer kind of put all the other Demon Lords up for killing Samael, because, well, if you don't want to play ball, then I'm just going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cutscene.
I trust that she suffered.
Not nearly enough.
Beautiful. The second guardian, the Griever, lives in tunnels beneath this place. But first there is an obstacle that must be removed. Ulthane, one of the old ones.
You didn't mention that before.
Changing the deal already, Samael.
Be silent, filth. My
Cathartic.
business is with the Horseman. Ulthane is no ally of the Destroyer. But you won't find the Griever without confronting the Black Hammer. And that will require strength you don't possess. Yet.
What the hell do you think you're doing, Samael?
Tell him, Watcher, how you stifle the Horseman's true power in order to keep him on the Council's leash. Or destroy this parasite.
You so much as blink at me, and the Council will end you, both of you. I'm protected.
Not in here. You are War,
In his prison.
rider of the
Okay.
Red Horse. Not some puppet on this pathetic creature's strings.
War, I will make you suffer.
Focus your anger. A great rage stirs within you.
Even that Mark
Glory
Hamill's
to
here.
get out.
I was about to
You
make
must
that joke.
release it. Or a puppet.
Do it. War, do it.
Get your red lightsaber.
Do it.
You are reborn.
What was that?
The Horseman is broken, but there is still much power in him. For a moment I saw one who would stand alone against the Destroyer's
Oh, did you
army.
get prophecy? Good for you.
Samael does possess some elements of Future Sight, but the purpose of that is it was to reveal to the player that the Watcher is actually the thing yoking War's power. Maybe a little sloppily shown, I'll admit. But the other benefit is by making the Watcher vulnerable in a sense. And I think that's something to bear in mind, is that even though Samael is fucking locked up, he still has that much power over the fucking Watcher.
Oh,
which
he's
is
a big old strong man.
like, there is the reason why Samael has been King of Hell for most of the last millennia is because he's willing to play nice with the Chart Council.
Right, so they allow him.
Yeah.
So, question.
Okay.
Because this is like it's so weird to call it pseudo-Christian mythology.
Yeah.
But I think it is.
It's pseudo-Judeo-Christian mythology. The fact that there's the Horsemen are strife and fury, not conquest and pestilence, means it's pseudo-Christian mythology.
Okay. Because, like, I'm coming at this from the very limited knowledge of, like, yeah, I grew up Mormon,
Sort of.
but, like, I wasn't a good Mormon.
You didn't go to church. You
No, I abandoned that shit so bad. Yeah, you need a buddy, guys.
No, I was trying to charge into it.
Oh, okay.
But I accidentally used my stored up wrath to do it.
Oh, too strong of an attack.
No, I just used up my blade monster, so I'll have to rebuild my wrath before I use it again.
Duh.
Yeah. It's alright.
Words. So, like, Lucifer and the Destroyer are two different things, right? Okay. Lucifer is still very much fallen angel type dealio, right?
I would have to actually Wikipedia Lucifer because, like, Lucifer's deal is not shared in the game proper.
Oh, it's in the books and comics.
Hell, I don't even know if it's in the books and comics. 'Cause as far as I know, I've read all of the books and comics.
Time to Google.
And I still don't think, right, I don't think I can actually access the serpent hole that's right here. until after I get, I think it's the fist weapon.
That's so mean.
I mean, to be fair, that other Serpent's Hole's not that far from Samael, so...
I don't know. I feel like they need to put one right in front of them.
I don't disagree.
I swear they did, though.
But yeah, it's like... Where is it? Oh, no, wait. Wait. I think it's right here. It's right...
Oh.
Never mind. Never mind. We've got... I could have accessed this place before. We are good. The game did not fuck that up. I just was following the wrong guidance marker. Let's just say that. But... So, it is kind of important to notice that for the most part, titles are not used in place of characters' real names, if you know what I mean. So, like, the reason why they say the Destroyer, the Destroyer, the Destroyer is because he's a separate person from, like, other named characters, if that makes sense. Now, to be fair, like, minor spoilers, I know this game is, like, 16 years old, but you never got to the end, and I do want it. The Destroyer is admittedly not his real name.
Right.
He does have a name, but it's one of those...
His title's more important.
Now that who he was before is gone. He is the Destroyer.
I see what you mean. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. But, yeah, just because... Oh, I totally forgot about this. This is, like, the only collectible, per se, besides, like, health and wrath upgrades. If you get 10 pieces of the Abyssal Armor, it kind of lets you palette swap War to, like, a black and blue version. And I think it, like, increases defense or something like that. I have never bothered to ever actually do that because I just don't care.
That's fair.
Now, if I've ever played the game on higher difficulty, I probably would, because I'm sure it's very helpful in the final boss fight. As it stands, we're playing on easy because I'm a bitch. So I'm not even gonna try. But yeah. The other point of that confrontation with the Watcher also emphasized that Samael basically unlocked our ability to take on our super Balrog form. So that was the other point of that scene. Sorry, I got sidetracked, so.
It's okay. I've started Googling Lucifer in the Darksiders universe. And...
Because to my
I guess he's referenced.
Yeah, he is... I don't think he's... I think the first game to reference him by name was Darksiders Genesis, but... But you hear him speak in Darksiders 2 and 3.
We technically see his eyes.
Oh, we do?
At least I see a picture of them on the wiki.
Yeah, I see them?
Yeah, hold on. It's not much, dude. It's not.
I don't...
Not that fascinating.
Yep, it's Discount Sauron.
Well, I wouldn't even say he has two eyes compared to Sauron.
Alright, touche, honey, touche.
They're just generic, like... I have glow-in-the-dark eyes. Ooh, I'm evil.
So, basically how I understood things, and...
So it doesn't state anywhere if he's, like, a fallen angel or anything. He's just a ruler of the Second Kingdom, and that's it.
Yeah, so to my understanding is that at the dawn of time... Because I don't think we actually know who's in charge of heaven. Because, like, the named angels we interact with are all either members of the Hell Guard, that was led by Abaddon, but it's led by Uriel now. Azrael, who, even though he's still called the Angel of Death, I don't actually know what his role in the Darksiders world is, if you know what I mean. Is he supposed to, like, shepherd people to the afterlife? What does he do, if that makes sense? Because there's the Angel of Death, but there's also the Horseman of Death, you know?
And this is, so, you're asking the difference between those two specifically?
Yeah.
I feel like, so, at least from how I have always understood it, is the Angel of Death is the one, he's the psychic.
Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. I know what the actual difference is in, like, lore. I just don't know what Azrael's role is in this world specifically.
Oh, is Azrael the Angel of Death?
Azrael's the Angel of Death. And again, like, so Azrael is a minor character in the Darksiders universe. He only appears in this game and in the book. So what I mean is that I don't know what role he serves in the grander mythos of Darksiders.
I'll go to the wiki.
Yeah.
After I finish looking.
Wait, don't go to the wiki.
Oh, spoilers.
Spoilers. Yes.
Thank you. I'm not dumb. Though I do find it interesting to hear that it's like, there are 4 villains in the book. There's villains in the book of Revelation, apparently. And I guess Darksiders has been going 3 of the 4.
Oh. What's 3 more?
So, it's a trivia section, so it's like super minor and tiny and hard for me to understand. Of the 4 villains in the Book of Revelation, the dragon, the whore of Babylon, and the two beasts. Lucifer is the dragon, with his appearance marking 3 of the 4 villains having been named. I assume the whore of Babylon's Lilith.
Correct. Again, I do find it funny that yes, Lucifer is the dragon, to be clear.
Yes.
But what I do find funny is the destroyer is actually takes the form of a dragon in this.
That's a little disappointing in a weird way.
Oh wait, no. We do actually hear Lucifer's voice in this game too.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and this is a minor spoiler, but Lucifer's the one who extensively creates the destroyer. So.
Oh, honestly, I assume so.
So it's like, okay, if we're looking at it from that way, I don't mind. It's like, you could still argue Lucifer is still the dragon. He's unleashed.
He's the silver tongue of the dragon.
Yeah. Sorry, I actually totally forgot that was supposed to be Lucifer. Mostly because it's not very clear in the game itself what it's supposed to be. Since, again, when I first played this game, I'm like, so is the destroyer supposed to be Lucifer? Is he supposed to be just Satan, period? Like, you know what I mean? Because, hell, even technically in Christian mythology, there's some confusion as to whether or not Satan and Lucifer are supposed to be the same person, if you know what I mean.
I know in some video game universes I've seen, Satan and Lucifer are distinct. But, that's one.
I mean, hell, just as an example, this is not the greatest example. Hello, Endangered! Let me actually read that. Let's see. Yo, Endangered says, yo, I'm here, I have burgers. Also, game audio is a bit louder than... Okay, so let's turn the game audio down a bit.
Turning it down.
Thanks, Endangered.
Oh yeah, you have to turn it ridiculously down since this is all super loud.
That's true. But, like, again, using a really goofy example, Digimon, for example. There's a Lucemon, but then there's also a Digimon called Skull Satamon. Now, obviously, maybe that could be Sadist, not Satan. Also, Skull Satamon's an ultimate level, not a mega, so make of that what you will. But still, just... I feel that's kind of a good example about how some culture, or some pieces of media... Wow! Holy fuck, that took like half my health. Endangered says no problem. But I just kind of feel that's an example about how some pieces of media do not always consider Lucifer to be the same thing as Satan.
Yeah.
So, actually, I was doing some, like, investigating into Baphomet, just as we're talking about demons and whatnot. Oh. Hey, honey. I doubt it, but do you remember this place?
Weirdly not.
This right here is the path that caused you to say the line that got us our very first bit of fan art ever from Flays.
Shit. What was that one?
What was it one? It's like, it's like, stupid axe. It's a scythe. Well, fine, I blame Flays.
Oh, okay.
And so then Flays did some artwork just showing her watching with, the video. And then when her name's dropped, she, like, drops her pen. And then it's like, level up, mentioned in a YouTube video.
That's right.
It's like, I can never forget that just because, again, it was our very first fan art. Just like, actually, I think all of our fan art has come from Darksiders, now that I think about it.
A lot of it has,
Yeah,
because we have the crow.
Yep, because someone did some fan art of you as the crow just flying past Death's head.
Yeah. God, I love that fan art. That was so good.
I agree. I think the only other fan art we've kind of gotten is my cousin did... Holy fucking Christ! How am I supposed to dodge that? Again, that does so much damage. But
Yeah.
my cousin did some fan art of Kadia and Shamu.
Yeah.
It's hanging on our wall, right there.
I love it.
Yeah.
I miss those guys.
I do too. I'm kind of sad. I'm not just sad that that campaign never Yeah, I'm sad that that campaign never concluded, but I'm also sad that everything we record, like, we didn't get to share everything that we did record, you know?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I stand by our decision to not upload. Or to have plays edit together more and upload it, because the fact of the matter, it was incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, it's like, this is a good... Where we stopped was a good stopping point for the characters, you know? Because if we had uploaded everything to where we had recorded, it would have ended on an unsatisfying cliffhanger. And better that we're the only ones who are unsatisfied rather than the audience, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make me miss them any less, though, because... I do admit, I do regret a number of ways that I played Shamu. I was two main character syndrome with him at times. Yeah. But I also stand by, I'm not as bad as some other people with main character syndrome. At least I feel I wasn't. Sunshine and Kendall can say one way or the other, you know. Especially since Sunshine was a hair more timid, I could see them feeling that Shamu overstepped, you know, kind of choked out Sinellis, if you know what I mean. So, plus, again, even if it wasn't too bad, I do at least want to be aware of my mistakes so I can improve upon them going forward. Ooh, that's a new enemy.
Is that Medusa head? What the hell? Oh no, it's just a Naga kind of thing.
Yeah. Granted, I know plenty of media kind of don't know to distinguish between Medusa and Naga, if you know what I mean.
I mean,
I don't mind.
It's trying to just make... They choose to combine the elements to try to make it more unique looking, which is fair.
Yeah. Because, like, a criticism I often hear levied at Darksiders, which I think is fair. Talking about... Yeah, we're talking about our old D&D series that we were recording for the channel, Flashback. That's what we're talking about. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, well, I said I'm not going to really try to get all the Abyssal armor, but I just got another piece.
Might as well go for it, though, you know?
Yeah,
After two.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just trying to explore. If I miss it because it's off the beaten path, like I said, I'm not really going to try that hard. But yeah, man, D&D is fun stuff. Wish my last couple of campaigns didn't get abandoned. Yeah, I think, Abby, I think you once were saying that you've only actually completed maybe 2 campaigns in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most D&D games usually, sadly, fall apart, and or a DM gets bored, or just adult life gets in the way, and like enough of the players can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That it's not worth continuing.
Oh, and then Endangered, or they ended a TPK. Yeah.
I have never experienced that, luckily.
Yeah, thankfully not.
I am terrified the day it does, because man, if I can barely handle a Pokemon Nuzlocke, I don't want to imagine, like, then again, I did have a character die.
Yeah.
And that was pretty rough.
Not one of my proudest moments, because that was the campaign where I thought, oh, killing player characters is good for narrative purposes. No. Sorry, I was a shit DM. I am not going to defend my early DMing. I was a shitty DM.
It's like, I wasn't too mad about it, especially after her love interest had already been killed.
Yep.
That it's like, I wish it was, the only thing I would wish that was different about her death was that she wasn't alone when it happened.
Yeah.
Especially since it was it was
Let's see. Indention says, I've never seen
Yeah.
a character die for any reason other than the narrative reason on the player's side. Yeah, but this wasn't on the player's side. This was because I, as a DM, thought it would work for narrative
honestly, I
bullshit.
thought you did it because you were just annoyed with me
No,
because of the situation it was.
well, I want to be clear. You were killed because you were arguing with the all-powerful deity who just was sick of your shit. Like, that was the in-universe reason, you know? But, yeah. Because the thing was, I was actually planning on killing the other player in the room's character. Because, again, I was a douchebag who thought, oh, because I had just discovered Game of Thrones, because that, like, the first season was just out. So my brain was like, oh, good, epic, serious storytelling involves anyone being able to die whenever, you know?
And I mean, and to Breeze's defense,
Yeah.
her name was Breeze. She was a
Yeah.
Genasi. I loved her.
She was actually a...
Or a Memphit. A Mesfit? A Mephit.
It's a species that doesn't exist in 5th edition.
Yeah, a Mephit. That was it. And it was one of the player NPCs, or like one of our party NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
Was trying to get everyone to get into this portal or whatever to like escape from a situation. And now I could be very wrong. Do not get me wrong, because I'm remembering probably through trauma glasses in a sense. But that it was just the fact he could suddenly do this was really strange, and it scared the shit out of her. And this was also like only a session after her love interest passed away. And then the body was desecrated.
We don't... That could have been avoided if I had understood the concept of a session 0.
Yeah, but he also joined us midway. So it couldn't have been avoided, actually. Because we were already on session 3 or 4, maybe, at that point?
Something like that.
Or 5. Anyways, and so Bree's like, no, I'm good. No, I'll risk it out here. And he was just insisting, and she kept saying, no, I don't trust this. Where does that go? She kept asking questions, and then he got fed up and stabbed her in the back. Or just stabbed her? I can't remember.
He basically tore her heart out.
That was it.
Because it was a creature that fed off people's... well, it just fed off people. And again, it was like a level 20 plus level creature. It wasn't something you outright could fuck around with. But
she had no idea.
Yep.
Because I think he was disguised.
Yeah, he was disguised as the character Siegfried.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, it's like I didn't kill Breeze because I was annoyed with you. I'm like, this is what this creature would do. He's not here. It's not there to be nice per se. It's like it would prefer to manipulate people rather than outright kill them, because living manipulated people are an asset. Dead people are just food.
Dead.
But
yeah, I think that we took a break for a while after that, just because of player issues.
let's see, Dame says that reminds me of my changing pirate character. I made a bit back the way, very entertaining to me. Yet he just fun to think about. Yeah.
There must be another way.
The curse must be broken. Then you may pass.
Yeah. Well, honestly,
Find where these shadow lurkers are.
again, that campaign was
They can't be that
a joke because I was taught how to play by toxic players, so I just assumed certain things were just normal and expected, you know. Instead of realizing I'm just perpetuating toxic, abusive behavior, you know.
What happened to Mirembe? Didn't she die too?
She died too.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Like, all of your
Holy shit, my characters die a lot.
In my early stuff, yes, because I was a prick.
The fuck?
I think the other thing is that it was... Part of me was like, I didn't... The toxic tables are the worst. It was a combination of I didn't want to make it seem like I was favored. So, I had a problem very early on. Like, I know a lot of people, like, be careful playing at tables where, like, someone's married to the DM or something like that, because they might get favorable treatment or whatnot. I was consciously aware of that, so I think I actually made things worse for you, because I didn't want to be accused of favoring you.
Right.
Even though it's like, you're just as new of a player as everyone else at that table, you know?
Yeah.
Again, I was young, I was dumb, I am not proud of it at all, but quite frankly, it is actually amazing that everyone at that table walked away enjoying D&D.
So, yeah.
Especially since I made the mistake of, well, okay, I was only supposed to invite one of my roommates was supposed to play with us, but the stupid motherfucker that I invited, and I realized I shouldn't have invited him, blabbed to the whole table that the other roommate was at that they want to take part in my new game I was starting. So everyone's like, hey, I want in too. And I didn't feel like I could say no.
Which game was that one?
That was the one with Marembe.
Okay. Yeah. Marembe, I will be honest, that is a part of D&D I literally cannot remember.
Well,
I remember Marembe, and
well,
I remember her tongue being cut out.
Yeah.
But other than that,
no, what am I?
nothing.
Because Marembe, Breeze, and the one character who did live, I don't remember her name, were all the same campaign.
Right. Was that my deaf one? Or was that the one that you transformed?
Transformed?
Valen?
That was the next one.
Okay.
Because everyone had a animal-like character. Oh crap! I'm being endangered, being pulled away. Oh well. Because there was that campaign, everyone had 3 characters: a Fey character, an elemental character, and a
beast.
A beast character.
I did make a Fey of some kind, didn't I?
Yeah, your Fey lived, I'm pretty sure. I
don't remember her.
I don't either.
Man, I must have checked out.
Well, yeah, that campaign was terrible. And it was with terrible people. Okay, again, I know I'm supposed to block, but I don't remember the button input. Shoot. Oh, damn it. I think we're just gonna have to... I'm gonna keep trying different things to try and not be stuck here, but this is probably a wash.
Probably. We'll have to do it again. Do you think you have to only attack with the sword?
Possibly. Well, I did it that time, whatever that was.
I think you can't attack them after they've been knocked out. You have to just wait for them to get back up and then do the shield block again and counter. Yeah. You have to kill them with the counter.
But yeah, Valen was... So, that campaign started as a dwarf campaign because the Hobbit movies were brand new. But it turned into an undead campaign, which was... Because I don't know, because something that one of my toxic roommates did, or at least toxic D&D roommate... I mean, they were kind of toxic, but I would say this one wasn't outright a toxic person, per se. He just was toxic at D&D. Mm-hmm. Something he did in one of his campaigns that admittedly I kind of liked was everyone having multiple characters that you'd swap between depending on where the perspective was being told, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So that's why in both the campaign where that we were talking about where Breeze and Marembe died, you had multiple characters, and that's why in Valen's campaign you had a couple characters too.
Right, I think my dwarf just straight up died right there.
Yeah, I lost interest in the dwarves, so I kind of
Oh, so
went
that one you just killed off.
Yeah, I kind of just went scorched earth on the dwarf characters. That I have no excuse for that. That was
That's right. You
bullshit.
made me eat them.
No, I did not do
What
that.
was the eating thing I did then?
You ate... Valen had to eat her best friend, who was played by Flays.
That's right. That was fucked.
Yeah, it was. Again, Game of Thrones, edgy young adult. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying, don't blame me for what that asshole did.
It's okay, that asshole's dead.
Because even though we were dating, I still hadn't lived with a woman outside my mom, so I still hadn't learned to, not be an asshole about things,
Yeah.
Yeah, to say the very least, well, I'm still kind of on the fence about ever revisiting that particular homebrew D&D world,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if I ever do, I'm retconning a lot of the previous campaign stuff, because I'm just not comfortable with that anymore, It's like, one of the things that is probably still going to be kind of canon is Valen's fall to the dark side, but in my head, in a weird way, the new canon thing is that her and her evil boyfriend had a much, shall we say, healthy dysfunctional relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If such a thing can exist.
Probably not, but
Yeah. I think
they were happy.
I think it's just mostly I just don't want any trace of that edgy bullshit to exist anywhere in my D&D campaigns anymore.
Honestly, probably just kind of need to just write them that they were evil to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And that they're just a happy, evil power couple.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Works for me. Like I said, that's if I ever actually choose to revisit that world. Huh.
Good luck in tutorial land.
I guess these things are going to fight with me? I have to keep them alive. Okay. I need to buy... Next time I see Volgrim, I'm just buying the meteor sword attack. I keep putting it off, being like, oh, maybe I won't. No, I will absolutely use that. It's useful as hell. I do like that this game does let you easily transition between combos to just starting the execution animation. One other thing I also like about this game is that when War's swinging his sword during the execution animations, it still counts as a sword swing. So which means if you catch an enemy with the swing, it hurts them.
Mm-hmm. It is nice.
Yeah. It allows the executions to actually feel like an extension of the combat rather than just
A pause.
a pause or a quick time event where you thankfully don't have to make any additional input, but you know what I mean. Oh, fuck! Get away. Oh, you stupid lobotomized AI. But yeah. Then there was that campaign I ran that was just us, that we kind of treated like it was a game of Fire Emblem. That's actually, I think, where you first used the name Lyra in a D&D campaign.
Correct.
That one was fine.
Sadly, it just lasted only like a single session. Or
No,
two?
we finished that campaign.
Oh my god, I don't remember doing
Yeah,
that.
no, we finished that campaign. Like, it had an ending. It was kind of a lame ending, I will admit, but it had an ending.
Damn, I don't remember it.
Like, yeah, it had enough of an ending that it actually had a lasting effect on, like, the standing lore of that particular homebrew D&D world I made.
Huh. Well, there's one of the 2 campaigns that I finished, I guess.
Yep. I don't count, like, the very, very first D&D campaign I ran because of how much of a joke that was. But I guess you did technically... So I guess that's 3. But yeah, I have finished so few of my campaigns too, because... I think I've only finished 4. Because I've never finished a single campaign that was run by Jesse.
No.
Then the DM, like my very first DM, you know, oh, I have such bad feelings about this guy that I straight up named the most annoying character I've ever created in a D&D campaign after him. I've since changed his name because this asshole shares a name with a good friend of mine. I'm like, I don't want this complete asshole to share a name with a good friend, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, constantly, this dude was bitching and moaning about how... So, he loved to run this module that was set in the Greyhawk. Oh my god. That was set in the Greyhawk universe, and honestly, in some respects, I almost preferred Greyhawk to Forgotten Realms. If for no other reason than I actually like the gods in Greyhawk better, but that's neither here nor there. And it was called the Temple of Elder Elemental Evil, or just Temple of Elemental Evil, I don't remember specifically what. And he was constantly complaining, it's like, I've started this campaign so many times, I've never finished it. And I'm like, you're the DM, you fucker. The reason we never finish it is because you basically say, I don't feel like doing it anymore, you know?
I don't think he liked it.
Yeah,
I think he liked the first bit.
Yeah, but it's like and I want to be clear, I'm not judging people who... Fucking hell. I don't want to judge people who legit just don't have the spoons to keep going, you know? Like, if you need to step away from a campaign, do it. In fact, one of the campaigns I was running, I got to this... I had one session left before the end, and I just kind of had to flat out state, I can't do it. I am so unsatisfied with this campaign that even the act of finishing it is too painful for me, you know? Like... So, if you need to step away, do it. That's good. Take care of yourself. But then you don't get to bitch and moan when it's like, I never get to finish something when the only person who doesn't want to play anymore is you, you know? I don't know. I might be sounding a little too harsh, but that's just because I have legit real-world beef with this old roommate. Like, he stole from me. He mistreated Abby. He would leverage things to try to get his way in group activity. He was just a classic manipulator. And honestly, I think my life's worse off having stayed friends with him as long as I did. Like, I think I missed out on making potentially lasting friendships in college because I chose to hang out with him and his friends, you know? Granted, I'll admit I might not have learned how to play D&D, but I'm sure I eventually would have discovered tabletop since I was already into board games like Descent, Journeys in the Dark, you know? Bauer?
Bow.
I really hope I don't have to do too many more of these, like, challenge bullshit.
I have a bad feeling that they're in every area.
I think so, too.
I think it was one of these that I quit.
Yeah, I don't remember for... Oh, yeah. Hold on. Right, I have this now.
I mean, you just have to survive 3 minutes now, I guess.
Well, yes, but the thing was, is even though I was technically doing well, it they still managed to land kill shots on my last 2 while I was stuck in a execution animation.
Oh, that's how many of your guys are alive.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I thought it was how many guys you needed to kill, and
Nope.
I was like, I guess you now just need to survive.
No, it is. I have 6 skeletal soldiers fighting with me. I have to keep at least 1 alive. Any extra that I keep alive, I get a soul bonus at the end, but yeah. I know, arguably maybe I should have saved my wrath form for like the big guys at the end, but I'm like, if I can at least keep their health up a lot more once we get there, we'll be in pretty good shape, you know? One thing I also appreciate is I still get souls from the demons, even if my skeletal warriors slay them. So they are still actively replenishing my wrath meters.
Which is nice.
And I am getting currency from this. Wait, what am I doing? I keep forgetting I have the scythe. Arguably, the scythe might be more useful here because there's crowds of enemies, and if I can stun them even a little bit, that'll help the skeletal guys wail on them. Okay. This is where things potentially get tricky, because the big guys have come out. Crap. There goes 1. Shit, there goes 2. Not good, not good, not good. Alright, but I got this again.
I weirdly have no memory of this arena, but at the same time, maybe I'm having like, it's suppressed.
Possibly. Oh, there's the Darksiders theme playing. Okay, 15, 13. There we go. Once I kind of remembered I had my Balrog form, that went by a lot easier.
That's good.
Well, we still have 2 more to do, so we will be doing something again. Just not that exact challenge, you fucktard. Oh yeah, but one thing that is important to note for sure about the Darksiders lore is that humanity is disliked by almost every kingdom for some reason.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's because, like, angels and demons kind of are like, why are these people supposed to be considered just as important as us when they're that weak?
Remember reading in the Lucifer wiki. Lilith convinced him that humans suck because the Nephilim are dead, and it was their fault.
Which is funny because... Fair enough. Which is funny because it's the Charred Council that wiped out the Nephilim, not... Humanity had nothing to do with... Well, okay, that's technically a lie. The reason why the Nephilim were wiped out the way they were when they were is because they were marching on Eden. Because Eden was the promised land of humanity that would be gifted to them after they achieved their greatness and were ready to fight in the Battle of Armageddon. The Nephilim wanted it for themselves because they had no realm to call their own.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, everyone else has a realm, why shouldn't we have Eden? Because humans have Earth. I'm like, even though it's like Earth is just for where humanity is to live until they're ready for, you know, to take their place in the balance and to take their place in the great circle of stuff. You know, I will say, well, design-wise, I definitely like Fury and Strife in particular. I definitely like their forms less, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I will admit, I definitely think War's my least favorite in terms of range and mobility, because his is just slow, which, I mean, given that the dude's a tank, it makes sense, but I do at the very least want to give prop to Fury and Strife's forms, and that I'm like, you can just like whip around and attack enemies at a great distance, you know, so it doesn't feel like your form goes to waste at times. You know, one thing I will definitely say that I think also in a weird way makes this game show its age is these sort of challenges are very video game-y in nature.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know that's kind of a weird way of putting it, but it's like, I feel like other games, when they tell you you need to do this to advance, they try to like work it in for like a lore reason, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, it's kind of how I feel about the shrines sometimes with like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Is it's just, we put this here to give you a challenge for video game purposes, and yeah, the shrines have an overall lore reason for existing, but not each individual one.
Yeah, because it's like,
Because they're just built to be copy-pasted in a sense.
because it's like, yes, there is a lore reason for why we're doing this. It's like the demon, or like this is like a dark seal on the Watchers that are preventing them from moving to allow war to advance or whatnot. But like the things we're actually doing in here, it's like, what part about these demons that are barring my way that's like, you can only dispel us if you kill 30 of us using your wrath form, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think it is the thing that makes this game show its age the most, is just that design philosophy. Because I'm not saying games nowadays don't have that, you know, but I think even compared to, say, Darksiders 2, a lot of what you're doing, yeah, there's definitely, you know, some Zelda-esque logic of you gotta do puzzle inside dungeon, blah, blah, blah. But it still kind of feels like everything you're asked to do actually has a more integrated world lore reason, you know? There isn't just these blatant, oh, do this challenge to advance, unless it's like you literally have to go to an arena, because like there is the like one arena you fight in Darksiders 2, but it's literally like you have to beat the arena champion in order to get an audience with the King of the Dead.
Yeah, that's very lore. That's very story-driven gameplay. But yeah, it's kind of like with so I mean, yeah, it's they haven't done enough to disguise
Yeah.
the game part.
Yeah.
Because it's like, looking at, like, the challenges that exist in, like, Beyond Good and Evil, for example, it's fairly clear that it's a challenge, and it's, like, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
But they still are giving you reasons of, like, hey, you're still a freedom fighter. You're collecting these things to use in the war effort. You're wanting to stick it to the alpha sections and ruin how things are going. So, like, the challenges are still very not a game. And even actually the worst game of thing is Beyond Good and Evil would be the pirate runs. But there's like 3 and they're very optional.
Yep.
And they do rob you. So there is still an incentive to chase them and do the racing.
It's like, I know some people are like, well, but you don't need a reason to jump around in a Mario game. Why are you complaining here? I'm like, well, because and it's like, the difference is that a platformer game, the platforming is the motivation to play, if that makes sense. Like, you play it because running, like, to quote Nitro Rad, you don't run to the top of a hill as Mario because you want to get to the top of that hill. You do that because getting to the top of the hill as Mario is fun in and of itself.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's also Mario's story is so light.
Yeah.
Because it's just, what is your goal? Rescue a princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you jump through hoops and valleys for the sake of a princess, sure.
But
but Darksiders, or even the Assassin's Creed,
yeah.
way more serious and quote unquote grounded stories.
Yeah.
That when suddenly it gamifies, it's really jarring.
It's like, it's part of the reason why there's some challenges even in a Zelda game, even though Zelda is way more cartoony than something like this.
Oh yeah, it's not as grounded as this, no.
But there are times where I'm like, why exactly am I specifically need to do that, you know? It's like, this is just, it's doing this because it's a game. I just want to do the adventure, you know?
And also the other thing, though, I will say in defense of even those is anytime those games like Zelda do enter those more gamey things, it's all optional content.
Exactly.
You do not need it to progress.
Exactly.
Here I am in the thick of it trying to progress.
Yep.
And I am obviously playing a video game.
Yep.
Not doing anything else.
Yep.
And that, I think that might be a part of my frustrations with the Darksiders series and why I usually can't finish them.
Yep.
Is I don't usually go to games for gameplay.
Yeah.
I go to enjoy a world, enjoy a story. Yeah, I'm willing to do game shit. I've 100%ed all the Zelda games.
Yep.
Or most of them anyway. I'm very happy to do it, very willing to do it. But if you are forcing me to do the quote-unquote optional shit to progress the main story, fuck all the way off.
Because it's like, I remember years and I mean, obviously it would have to be years and years ago since Flaze was still actively a part of the channel, but Flaze and I were talking about, like, we were talking about the 3 pillars of good video game design, which is character, story, and gameplay.
Yeah.
And we heavily disagreed on the fact that I ranked gameplay the lowest. I was like, character's the most important for me because I can usually overlook a bad story or bad gameplay if I'm invested in the characters. And I do largely stand by that. But I'm now starting to realize gameplay does still matter to me more than I initially gave it credit for. Because as I've discovered with me trying to play like older games or games I'm just not jiving with, I'm like, okay, gameplay is more important. I can't muscle my way through a game for the sake of story and characters if I just really am not feeling the gameplay.
Yeah.
So now it's like, it really kind of depends on the game, you know? I mean, heck, just as an example, I bought the remake of Gothic because it sounded really cool. I never played Gothic because the story and world sound interesting, but holy fuck, that gameplay was so user hostile.
Well, I mean, it didn't even sound like the creators were user hostile.
Yeah. Now, and I know another thing that did
Oh, we don't even get to watch you jump away. You're just gonna leave.
Yep.
Bye, buddy.
Now, and admittedly, one thing... Now, at least in terms of... Oh. I didn't expect to get that there. When I say in the game's defense, I don't actually mean in the game's defense. I mean in defense of the experience that you're meant to have while playing Gothic. My game glitched out. Albeit, I found out this is a common glitch for most players, so it's like, why was this not fixed before you released the game?
Especially since it's a remaster of all things.
Yep. But the glitch was I could not heal from sleeping. And I'm like, that's the main way to heal without eating. And the thing is, it's like, I can't to heal, you have to cook. Okay, let me phrase that. To eat, you have to cook, and it's kind of like Breath of the Wild logic, and yes, I know this game came first, so whatever. That you can eat raw stuff, but it has minimal healing. But if you eat cooked stuff, it heals more. But the problem is, there's only so much food and resources you can gather inside the safety of your town, so you have to go out hunting monsters to get more resources, but... When you're weak as a stick, you kind of can't... I couldn't be out there hunting to gather materials. And what's more, oh boy, it had one of the most user-hostile level-up systems I've ever seen. Now, I know that some people I've seen online are like, oh, but the nice thing about Gothic is that it's an adventure game where you don't start overpowered. You start weak as a stick, so the level-ups... Like, you feel the level ups, you know? I'm like, again, I could appreciate that. I want to be clear, that's not in and of itself... I don't have a problem with a game making me weak as a, piece of cardboard that's been rained on and sat upon, by, Hodor. But what does piss me off is the fact that it's like, you don't get stronger by leveling up. You get points you can spend... having masters teach you new stuff. Once again, I don't in and of itself have a problem with this, because you could argue Breath of the Wild does something sort of similar, where you go to the shrines, you get these objects, and you spend those objects to increase your health or stamina. The thing is, once you have the resource, that's it. That's all you need to level up. In Gothic... You still had to spend money to level up.
Yeah, that is kind of
because you have to pay to get these it's like, oh, you have to spend the training points, but because the masters are all crooks, because again, like, the world of Gothic is you're all basically in a prison, like, you're all trapped inside a prison that no one can get out of, and it's run by cons and whatnot. No one does anything out of the goodness of their heart.
Except for the first guy you meet.
Yeah.
He's the exception because they need to give you a tutorial, kind of. Even though he's a terrible tutorial.
Yeah. But, oh.
He's a lore tutorial, if anything, I guess.
Yeah. But, just fucking Christ. I'm like, I can't eat. I am constantly dying to everything. I cannot find shit to complete any quests because I gotta go out and do shit. No, I just, like, I probably am gonna put Gothic up there with games like Baroque, which is a game that I bought purely because it sounded interesting, and then it just was so user unfriendly that it just was, it was just miserable. Because, again, I feel almost betrayed by it because I genuinely wanted to like that game. The lore and the story just sounded so cool. But, again, it really was just one of the most user-unfriendly experiences I've ever had that I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to go back to it. And I don't know if I'm going to go as far to say that I think people are wrong and this game's total garbage.
No, there are people who have more patience, or...
Yeah.
They grew up with it, so they know how to play the system in a sense.
Or they've downloaded mods to eliminate that glitch.
That too.
I mean, honestly, I'm willing to say that I could have potentially gotten past it. I probably would have kept playing if it wasn't for that glitch. Like, I'll admit to that. But, yeah, like we kind of said, I just feel like there's a certain level of hostility towards the players, even from the developers.
I mean, the fact that they have the opportunity to re-release their game.
Yep.
And they didn't get rid of a very obvious glitch.
Yep.
Like, if it's super common, how on earth was it not found during playtesting?
Yep. All right.
Come on already. What are you waiting for?
You plan on using them hands ever again? You best not
Hey,
go
buddy.
touching that one ain't yours.
Bye.
You know me, but I don't.
The fuck? Whoa,
That was weird.
that was a weird camera choice.
Especially the uninvited kind. And maybe who you are don't matter as much as what you want.
I've come for the Black Hammer.
Really now? Well, you're welcome to give it another go. After that, I best not catch you around here again.
Now,
What's that now?
The Black Hammer. It's you.
Now, this is something that was kind of retconned with Darksiders 3 in a way that this conversation doesn't make sense, but it's not as bad as the fact that War should know who Volgrim is, per se. Because, like, War has never met Ulthane. Like, that is true. But if you guys remember from our Darksiders 3 playthrough, Ulthane and Fury... Ulthane helped Fury, and Fury
Yeah.
helped Ulthane. Like, when Fury agreed to... Oops. But when, Fury... What's the word I'm looking for? When Fury basically agreed to become the protector of humanity and left through the portal with humanity, she basically asked Ulthane, hey, my brother War is innocent. If you can help him, I would have you do so. He's like, okay, I'll help him.
Since the day Abaddon was taken from us, I have prayed for this moment. For your crimes, I would see you tried in the White City. But until this world is free of the Destroyer, its gates are closed to us, and justice will not wait. I sentence you here and now!
Nice.
Your justice can wait till we finish our little scrap, missy. There ain't no sport in jumping into a tussle that don't concern you. Go on, fly away, pigeons. If I'll pluck ya.
Blasphemer! It is you who take sides in a battle that doesn't concern you!
Please, allow me.
That bitch dead. Oh, he's just gone. Oh, there he is. Man, the camera angles in this have been weird.
Yep.
Or should say just the cinematography.
Touching what ain't yours. I'd duck if I were you.
I do like this bit where it now becomes a competition between you and Ulthane to kill angels.
Oh, I don't remember liking it.
I don't remember if we actually have to win or not, but I think, and I again, don't quote me on that, because it might just be like flavor dialogue, if you know what I mean. But yeah, just the level of hostility that Ulthane shows towards War, it doesn't feel like someone who agreed to help War out in his time of need, you know? I don't think it ruins the game, that retcon, but it is just something I do want to point out, since other people might be confused like I was now, you know. But it is also important to know that Darksiders 3 was made after THQ went out of business and became THQ Nordic, so I know they've said that everything is still canon, but it doesn't change the fact that there is still going to be like a change of leadership, which probably means a change in continuity, management or whatever, you know. So, damn it, he pulled ahead.
This one knows where he's going. He came for the Griever's heart, remember?
What are you waiting for?
Oh yeah, we can get these little clashes. I forgot that's something that can happen with some enemy. Don't you dare steal my kill! Yeah,
He stole it. No, he didn't. Okay.
Well, took that kill. Albeit I hadn't actually punched that one yet, so it doesn't really count as a kill steal. That being said, he is kicking my ass.
The fact that it didn't, like, ding... I don't think you need to win, but...
No.
You probably get, like, a piece of that armor or something.
Yeah,
if you
or I don't think it's a piece of the armor because the game doesn't penalize you if you, like, it doesn't lock you out from getting the armor.
Oh, okay.
The game's not that big of a dick, thankfully. At least I remember it not being that big of a dick. I could be wrong. We might get like a soul bonus if we do beat him. Really doesn't help that he can just grab them and crush them regardless of what their health's at.
Yeah.
So it is hard to actually beat him.
I wonder if they actually don't intend to let you beat him.
It's possible. Since it's like, it's not like the makers are supposed to actually be more powerful than the horsemen or any means, but A, he's not being weakened like we are, because we are actively being weakened by the Watcher and the Charred Council.
Yeah.
But they're also, he is physically more powerful than War, even if he doesn't have like magic and other shit like that, or at least, no, I don't know, it's complicated. Yeah. Oh, and he just literally magicked up 2 more kills.
Yep. You're not supposed to win.
Yeah.
It's cheat.
Yeah.
He keeps calling you stranger, and you're not stranger.
I mean, you kind of are. You've never actually met.
I mean, yeah, I guess. We now knows who you are. You know who he is, so use each other's names.
Well, you probably just because you haven't been properly, like, introduced and talked. So it's like, yeah, you know who the other person is, but you don't really know each other. Damn it. Yeah, Ulthane is one of my favorite reoccurring characters in Darksiders. Just because, I mean, he's just a big Scottish dwarf. Except not a dwarf, or he's that archetype.
Honestly, I think he's supposed to just be a giant.
Yeah.
But, because I think there is, I mean, I'm pretty sure the Scots have a giant.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Because Nephilim are technically giants.
Yeah, but given that war is a Nephilim, it'd have to be something else.
No, exactly,
Yeah.
and that's why it's like, oh, I wonder what they
Yeah.
did.
Although one thing I do like is the fact that, even though angels are in many respects the good guys in the Darksiders lore, like they often are depicted in Judeo-Christian shit, I like the fact that a lot of the other races don't actually like the angels very much.
No, they're a bunch of fucking...
Sanctimonious douchebags.
Yep.
Because what I find funny, and it's the reason why I don't know as much about the hierarchy of heaven in the Darksiders universe outside of Abaddon was in charge of their military or whatever, is because the Nephilim have great relations with well, I say great, but as great as you can have with Samael and Volgrim. I don't know a single angel besides Azrael, and I guess I guess technically they had a good relationship with the Hellguard before the events of this game, because they do team up, like Death does team up with them in the book. But it's like, I can name more demons and devils in Darksiders that are on good terms with the Nephilim, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not counting Lilith, because she's not actually on good terms with the Horsemen. She just wants to manipulate them.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking into it. It's like, yeah, no, they're very much supposed to be the dwarves of Norwegian mythology.
Okay.
And I mean, dwarves of Norway are not the typical fantasy dwarf anyway.
Yeah.
So I think they might even sometimes be depicted as giants in Norway, but
Yep.
I could be wrong.
But yeah, I just feel like with either Fury or Strife's super form, I would have, like, killed all those demons, pulled way ahead in this killing contest, but again, because War is just so slow,
Yeah.
and his attack range is not that big in his super form.
And honestly, your damage is shit.
Yeah, and I get it. It's because your swords, your weapons do level up the more you use them, but they level up so slowly, and it's not as tangible of a level up as what you get in Darksiders 2. Then again, that's because Darksiders 2 is the only one that has, like, atypical loot drops and whatnot, and, like, new weapons and armor. Which I'm not necessarily saying the other games were missing, but it does make it easier to tell when the numbers get bigger, you know? Again, I do stand by that if Darksiders 3 had just had a map, that would have been the best one, hands down. But because it doesn't have a map, it's really hard to do the extra fun stuff, because you're just always so fucking lost. Because, like, the big problem with Darksiders 2, even though I do like Darksiders 2, in fact, I might even go as far as say that Darksiders 2 is my favorite, albeit it's very much for personal reasons, is because the story is the weakest in Darksiders 2 by, unfortunately, not a small margin. Like, the story's borderline confusing at times, because yeah, Darksiders 2 is very much more of a, let's take a road trip through the universe of Darksiders, just to kind of show you what else exists for some world building, which is good. But again, the flip side is that it's like, the story never settles down and lets you actually get invested, because it's too busy, like, we gotta establish the next thing. And then you move on.
Where are we going?
I don't...
can't give us ranged enemies like that. We
Yep.
don't have a quick way to respond, I should say.
Yep. Damn it. Well, that super mode was wasted.
Goodbye, super mode.
I really miss Strife's guns. I know we will be getting a gun soon. Like, we get the gun in this chapter at the end of this chapter, but no, actually we get it after we kill the Griever. But the point is the gun is coming. Actually, I remember Darksiders 2 was one of the last videos, one of the last, like, literal trailers I saw Tobuscus do before his controversy really exploded. Sorry, that just randomly popped in my head was, because he made a jab about the Angel's golden armor sucking.
Right.
Where'd he go? There he is. Ulthane, can you please just break these crystals so I can go somewhere else?
Can't you climb those vines, or is that where you came from?
Yeah, I already climbed. The only thing up there was a chest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got the chest.
No, you're...
Damn it.
I remember this taking forever, and me also yelling at Ulthane to actually fucking move.
Yep.
It's a clown closet.
Yep. You know, even though I do like this game, it's like, it's not as crushing as, say, if we'd played Custom Robo and you would have hated it. Because I'm like, yes, this was one of the very first M-rated games that I played that wasn't, like, Halo, if you know what I mean. So it's like, for that reason, I'm like, oh, it's a... Because this is like, oh, it's like Zelda, but it's edgier and more adult bullshit. I mean, technically, I'm not wrong.
I know you're not, but it's just... Oh, it's funny.
But the point is like me realizing that
Oh, the
this
crystals
game's
are broken,
not...
you can go.
Yeah, I just want to take him out for the point. It's not as devastating as kind of realizing the shortcomings of, say, Tales of Symphonia, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that game is truly special to me. This is just a franchise I'm fond of because I like the story. And I want to be clear, I do still like the gameplay, even if I don't like every aspect of the gameplay. Sorry, I don't want to give this up because this might be the
You're gonna have to give it up. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, because this might be how I deal with the flying. Oh. Oh, Huh.
You didn't have to do that, man. Thanks.
This is why I like you, Ulthane. You're kind of awesome.
Over here, stranger. You won. Fair and square.
I beat him by 2.
Nice.
Oh. Oh, fuck. Yes. I'm installing that right now. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry, let me... What is that one? Info. Damage by the weapon attack. That's pretty good. Guarantee souls from destroying environmental habitat. I still think... Like, don't get me wrong, it would be nice
Once
to
you get the third one, you can...
Yeah. I can... Yeah.
gun is heavy. Leave me alone.
You'll go nowhere, Horseman. You cannot escape your fate. Abdon will be avenged.
God, we're sorry we killed your fuck. Well, we didn't even kill your fuck buddy. Someone else did.
Yeah, that's... I don't fully understand why Uriel blames us for Abaddon's death. Because it was Straga that killed Abaddon, not us.
She's a woman, so she's dumb.
I don't know. I mean, I guess the argument you could make is because Abaddon was focused on you, he didn't see Straga rising from the lava or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, alright, if you wanna... You're lucky that I like you as a character as a whole. Because this first game doesn't do you any favors.
I don't remember her appearing in others.
She appears in the second one, and she appears in some of the books.
Okay.
Or in some of the written material, because there's only one book, but a graphic novel and a comic.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Breakfast!
Hi, breakfast.
I wouldn't say you're pretty late, but...
Bye, bitch.
Could be you really are who you say. Them pigeons seem mighty convinced, but I ain't. So once again, you know me, but I still don't know you.
The Griever's lair.
The Grievers be
That's who you are.
had to seal these passages up tight to keep our pets out of my yard. Little bastards
Aren't we
get
on
together
Earth?
and fight
What do you
it.
mean you have a yard here?
Don't belong to 'em.
I am who I claim to be.
Right. Okay. That's right. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Kill that Griever. Even make it back out to that hole, that'll be proof enough.
Right. That's why he's not...
Promise, we'll have words.
That's why he's not jumping to help War.
He has no idea if you're telling the truth.
Yeah, because he has never met War, so he doesn't know what he looks like.
That's
and
fair.
since with how weak he is, thanks
It's weird.
to... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna walk back what I said about that this scene was technically retconned in Darksiders 3. It still kind of was. But it's not egregious like I was initially thinking it was. Because it's like, oh, okay, no. Uthane does kind of make it clear he's not convinced we're actually Fury's brother because of just everything going on. Let's see. Breakfast is probably at a yard because maybe somehow transporting it to Earth or it's hidden. Honestly, especially since everyone else is dead on Earth, it's like, it's mine now, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Plus, let's be real, after the last place he lived was completely obliterated by the Destroyer, he's like, and the other two makers were probably, that he was with were probably killed too. He's like, I'm just gonna find a chunk of Earth to claim as my own, because I'm stuck here and I can't leave. Because that was kind of a plot point in Darksiders 2, is that it became incredibly difficult to travel between the realms after the whole mess started, so that's why Death had to rely on the roots of the Tree of Life to get between realms. It's because things got kerfucked. And, I mean, even then, I know that Earth has been basically largely cut off from the rest of the universe as a punishment for those who waged the war of Armageddon too early. Or at the very least, that's why the Hellguard can't leave Earth. You know, I remember as just a cute little Christian boy when I first played this, I kept asking myself, I'm like, why are the armies of heaven have the name Hell in their name, you know? As the Hellguard, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god.
But now it's like, because they guard against the forces of hell, dipshit. Being a sheltered Mormon boy really fucks with you. Like, really fucks with you. Okay, what are you and do... Oh!
We're just here.
Yep.
Kick its ass.
How does this fire again?
Where? Careful. You did something. How trigger?
Yeah, I've been pressing trigger this whole time.
Oh, then I don't know what you're doing. Hit the obvious weak point.
Crab's the ultimate life form.
Everything eventually becomes crabs.
I think all we managed to do was piss her off. Let's find her and finish the job. And don't toy around with her this time.
I'll do what I want. You're not my dad.
Now, I know that for some reason, even though Tiamat and Straga, who are both chosen, spoke, the Griever and I think it's called the Stygian, which is the third of the chosen we have to fight, neither of those two talk. I don't... Let's see. Wait, Mr. Krabs, was that you? Yes. Now, again, it
Are
doesn't...
you feeling it, Mr. Krabs?
You know, again, I want to be clear. I don't think you really miss out on much by not having the Stygian and actually, I think there's one more after the Stygian. I don't remember. But I did just... It is an interesting point I wanted to bring up. It's probably they just didn't want to pay more voice actors.
They could run out of budget.
Yeah, it could be.
Because, I mean,
But, yeah.
War is voiced by...
I'd have to look him up again.
Yeah, but he's very famous and very
Prolific.
so he'd cost a pretty penny.
Yep.
Troy Baker, I think?
I think that sounds right. And I give him the credit that, unlike Death's voice actor, they actually kept Troy Baker, if it is Troy Baker, in every video game appearance that War has made since this one.
Yeah.
Whereas Death, they had to recast the voice actor when he cameoed in Darksiders 3. But given that they got a Hollywood actor to voice him, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, we kind of need to just leave voice acting to voice actors.
Yep. That also holds true with movies, too.
Animated, yeah.
Yeah.
The voice actors
I don't care.
do their job.
Because I don't care what you have to say about, you know, the voice cast and how good they did in the Mario movie. I still really wish they had just cast voice actors, you know? If for no other reason than they deserve the jobs more. That's why I do at least give some credit to the Sonic movies. That, yes, the only video game voice actor they retained was Tails' voice actor. But Ben Schwartz, I think that's his name, who plays Sonic, he is still a voice actor. Even though he also does some live action stuff. Idris Elba, I want to be clear, I like Idris Elba as Knuckles. He does a really good job. And Keanu Reeves' Shadow is really good. But I still kind of wish they had given those roles to voice actors too. By the way, fun little trick if you're like short on health. Like, it doesn't always say that you can perform executions on these little bugs, but you can. And if you execute them, you get health. So, just fun little tip for anyone who may or may not want to play this game. Because it is still available on Steam.
Sorry to be that obnoxious person backseat. Would you hand me the blanket over there, hon? I'm sorry. My legs are getting cold.
Okay, I may or may not be able to... Because I know that we can drain the water out of here. I may or may not be able to advance in this room until I've done that.
Are you telling me we're in the water temple?
I mean, we're not in the water temple.
You just answer me straight.
Let's see, by the way, how scared are you two of playing Subnautica? I'm horrified.
Terrified.
But that's just because I have aquaphobia.
Do you have aquaphobia?
I'm not afraid of water. That's what I know. Aquaphobia is wrong. I'm not afraid of water. I'm afraid of things being in the water with me.
And yet you dragged me into the ocean. What's wrong with you?
Mostly because I was doing that since I was a kid. And it's one of those, we weren't in the ocean for very long.
I had no idea. You never told me.
Yeah, the idea of something being in the water with me freaks me the fuck out.
Dang. I'm curious, and I'm not like trying to like lessen your phobia or anything, or make it like seem like you're lying to me.
Yep.
But like, how do you do with fishing when you're wading? When you do weighted fishing?
Because my feet are on the ground.
Like, but you're in the water.
Yeah, but my feet are on the ground.
Oh, okay, so it's deep water specifically.
Yeah. It's like my feet are on the ground. It can't just like pull me under.
Oh, okay, okay, I get it now. You are afraid of glass shark.
There we go. So I never try to encounter a Reaper, Leviathan, and Subnautica. I will just avoid that by just not playing Subnautica.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't. You would not do well with Subnautica. Now knowing that information, it's your worst nightmare.
Yep.
I mean, I think you'd like the early game.
Yep. I mean, honestly,
when it's more just like, oh, look at the pretty weird alien fish. But as soon as you get to like later in game and are going into the depths, you'd lose your mind.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, one of the reasons I became so fascinated with sharks is it was a method of coping with my extreme phobia.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, when I was taken to SeaWorld for the first time, I royally resented my dad for a lot of things, but something that I royally hated my dad for is he forced me to go into the shark tunnel, which, yeah.
Is our trip to the aquarium been traumatizing?
No, I was able to get over that for the most part.
Okay.
But again, it's something I really had to work on. I mean, and that's sort of the thing, is that it's like I stopped being afraid of being in that shark tunnel because I got to know sharks better. I actually learned that they're quite cuddly, you know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the fact that I wouldn't want to be swimming in the ocean with them.
You're okay because you are on dry land in a sense.
Yes. There is that. It's early game just till mid, late game is just Dread Incarnate, Reaper. Yeah, yeah. I mean, quite frankly, I was watching Markiplier's playthrough of it back in the day, and at first I thought, I think I'd enjoy this game, and then once because I think he was playing it in early access.
No, there's the sequels come out recently.
Well, but my point is eventually
for the video, yeah.
Yeah, because Markiplier's videos were a while ago.
Yeah, that might have been full though.
But he did start spawning in monsters. Like, I kind of want to show you what is all, you can all see in the game, because he couldn't like view it all yet or something like that.
Oh yeah, then maybe it was like a demo or something.
Yeah. So he started spawning in the big monsters on dry land so we could see them, and I'm like, I would lose my mind if I played that.
Yeah. I know I wouldn't do good, but that's just I also just have a fear of the deep ocean.
Yeah.
If I'm above the water, like in a not like I can go deeper, like not the ocean. The ocean. The ocean scares me.
Yep.
But that's just because I grew up in the mountains.
Yep.
And the deepest thing I would ever see is a lake.
Yep.
And even then, I don't want to go far out into the lake. I don't like being in the water out there.
Yep.
I don't know if it's a phobia though. I think it's just I don't like it.
Yep.
Because I don't like it when fish touch me.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It's like, I don't mind if I see it. I don't mind. Okay, I don't like it when fish touch me and I'm not expecting it. Like, I can pick up a fish if I go fishing, you know?
Oh, I can still barely do that.
Yeah.
I went fishing with you and your dad, and it's like, yeah, I got a fish. I'm not touching this thing. You get it off the hook. Hell no. You can't make me.
See?
It's like I held the chain they were on.
Yeah.
You can make me do that.
I know another reason why I struggle with it again is because of abuse from my dad that was just being, oh, this is parenting, this is what parents do. Because he would use the whole, oh, don't swim too far away from the boat or whatever, or else fill in the blank monster will get, or something like that.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, arguably it's not that bad, but it's like, it does end up leaving a bad taste in your mouth. Especially as a kid, you internalize that shit.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's kind of reminds me of all things, when we were playing Pokemon D&D. And I was trying to get my character's Gligar to, cooperate and hang out with the group. So I fed my Gligar a lie about Krabbies coming up to grab you.
It was terrified of them from that point on.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I loved that Gligar. What was their name again? Gilda. God, she was so fun to play.
Yep. Yeah, Gilda and Soul were like my two peak Pokemon from that campaign.
Soul was the peakest thing I'd ever done.
It's like
I honestly, the one time I DM'd is my peak. I can never top it.
Yeah. Miguel was kind of fun, but Miguel was just so stupid. He was just one joke.
Yeah. But that was also really before we had gotten the empathy skill sets that let you talk to the Pokemon, really.
Let's see. Breakfast says, to be honest, I don't know what probably scares me. I like gore, I'm fine with, no problem. Jump scares make me flinch a bit. Maybe I'm scared from like the slow burn stuff and paranoid gaming and so it's not actually Pokemon D&D. That's just what we call it.
It's a Pokemon tabletop. It was a version of what do they call it? Yeah, it's a Pokemon tabletop.
Pokemon tabletops.
Yeah, I can't remember which version it was.
Yeah.
I know that version doesn't exist anymore.
It
does, but like the version we played of it's not available, which makes me sad. I really liked that version. It was the easiest, but with how quickly Pokemon games were coming out at the time,
because
they couldn't keep up.
Because when we first started playing, Gen 6 hadn't come out yet. So we were using the
we're on goddamn 10.
I remember when, the next gen came out, it kind of said online, it's like, okay, they're working on it, but it's not out yet. So Abby kind of had to tell me, because she was the one looking at this, it's like, we can do it, but you kind of have to just not use any of your favorite Gen 6 Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was, I limited you guys to Volcarona's Gen, that was Gen 5,
That was Gen 5.
Yeah,
well,
that was...
The thing is, by the time we played that campaign with Jesse, they had updated everything.
Oh, okay, so we did have that next gen.
Because the first time we played was when it was just you and me, and that was like the photographer with a Kecleon.
Right, but that was like 2 sessions.
Yeah. But that was because this was before we discovered that some fans made a resource for it.
Yeah, the randomizer.
That made that would automatically generate wild Pokemon for us to encounter.
So nice, and I'm so sad it didn't update along with it.
Yep.
That was tragic.
Because that was the real thing that killed it for us, is that it's like, I think the random generator still technically exists online.
Yes, it does, but it's still just in that version.
Yeah, so it didn't keep... So yeah, it's not really usable if you want to use any Pokemon, I think, after Gen 6.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever updated to Gen 7.
It never made it to Gen 7.
Yeah. So that's another reason we haven't touched it in a while. Which, again, is a shame. It was fun.
I liked it. Again, I think I peaked. I'm never going to best it.
Speaking of... Oh, go ahead.
No, that was that. Yeah.
Speaking of just tabletops with the word Mon in them, I found out there was a short-lived Digimon tabletop RPG from back in the day.
Huh.
And I'm like, dang it, I wish I could get my hands on that, just because I wouldn't mind taking a crack at a Digimon tabletop. Then again, I still need to properly learn how to play my Transformers tabletop. Because I would love to... So, let's see. Breakfast says, also, is it me or is most Gen 5 Pokemon just underrated? Also, side note, I'm so grateful for Unbreakable TM / Yeah, I agree. Well, I 100% agree. A lot of Gen 5 Pokemon are underrated and underappreciated. But I understand why they are so underappreciated and even divisive in some cases, because Gen 5 added more new Pokemon than any one single generation did. Because the original working plan of Gen 5 was it was going to be a soft reboot. So meaning that it's like they wanted to basically give a... Okay, I knew this was here eventually. They wanted to basically give a Gen 1 experience to a new generation of players without just, like, remaking Gen 1. And I actually give them props for the ambition. But that's why a lot of Pokemon in Gen 5 feel like they're just discount Gen 1 Pokemon. That's why the regional bird Pidove, you could argue, is a knockoff of Pidgey. Now, granted, I think besides the name, it's not that big of a knockoff of Pidgey.
I mean, to me, it's very much like, I think the fact that it was one of the first that's like, okay, we're just having the new Pokemon in the Dex, and that's kind of it until National.
Yeah.
Is more what pissed people off, and they're pulling at these strings because it's like, we've always had a Pidgey knockoff, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Because Hoot Hoot is technically the Pidgey knockoff of Johto. Tailo is the Pidgey knockoff of, because it's an archetype of Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is whiny millennial reasoning to try to hate Gen 5.
Yeah. See, personally, when it comes to, like, rip-offs of Pidgey, I think actually Starly is one of the more blatant ones, in my humble opinion. But I don't mind that, because Starly is still unique enough on its own. In fact, I prefer Starly to Pidgey. But, because, like, before Starly, the regional birds were Hoot Hoot, which was a double, which only had 2 forms, didn't have 3, like Pidgey. Like Pidgey. And then there was Swellow / Wingull. I know most people consider, I think it is technically Swellow who's the regional bird.
Taylor Swallow, yeah.
But I do see some people count Wingull as well.
Oh, that's fair.
But and that's just because it's another early game bird. Words. So yeah, Pidove was the very first time since Pidgey that the regional bird was triple form.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, or no, Starly was, sorry. That's why I at first, at least as a kid, always viewed Starly more as a rip-off. Again, honestly, I really don't consider Unpheasant a rip-off of Pidgeotto or anything like that. Again, outside of the fact that they're both supposed to be pigeons. Albeit, again, Unpheasant's a pheasant. Just Pidove is just called Piddove, Pigeon Dove, you know?
Yeah.
I really don't... I feel Gen 5 just gets more hate. I really gets more hate than it deserves. Especially since... also... Oh, wait, no, I already read that one. Because honestly, Black and White are still some of my absolute favorite Pokemon games.
Oh, the story in it's fantastic.
Yeah, it was the first one that had, like, don't get me wrong, I'd say that technically Ruby and Sapphire were the first one that had, like, a real story that kind of was more relevant throughout the game. But partially due to... I'm an idiot. But partially due to the fact that, you could go long stretches of time without there being a story. You could sometimes forget about it. But thanks to N being a thing, it was easier for me to remember that there was a story throughout the entire length of Black and White. I'm not necessarily saying that I think the story's better than Scarlet and Violet, but just it was easier for me to remember there was a story to give a shit about in Black and White. Because
I think the thing for me with, like, Scarlet and Violet's story, like, I love it, do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
It was so fragmented in terms of, like, you had the 3 routes, or the 3, because roots is not the right word. The 3.
Did I say Scarlet and Violet when I meant to say Ruby and Sapphire?
Probably.
Okay, because, yeah, sorry. But continue your thought.
But, like, man, it was fragmented as shit.
Yeah.
To the point that I kind of forgot about the professor for a while. Because I was too busy worrying about a dog who was dying and a poor kid who created bullies because they were bullied. And, just normal rival shit. And then it's like, oh yeah, I guess there's Area 0 or whatever. Shit, I guess let's go. Which, it was worth it and it was good, but it's still very fragmented compared to, like, Black and White or... No, I'd say it's about, like, Ruby and Sapphire is kind of fragmented too, but just in a different way, because there's just the one thing to worry about, so at least it's there.
Let's see. Breakfast says, I hope they make more powerful bug type and made some bug
Oh my
types
God,
should be
yes.
buffed, like how Vikavolt is slow and got... Yeah, bug type is actually my favorite type of Pokemon because a lot of my favorite Pokemon are bug types. And quite frankly, I really, really wish I really think bug types should beat fairy. Like, if you really think about it, just giving bug types a buff against fairy would in and of itself probably make them more useful. And because I think fairy as of right now resist bug. And I know, like, there are arguments to be made on both sides, but my argument is it's like, well, in a lot of cases, some fairies need, like, a plant as kind of like to house their existence, you know? Bugs eat plants. There you go. Just a thought. But yeah, sorry. I meant to say that Ruby and Sapphire, I think, were technically the first one to kind of have a story. But Black and White were the first one that the story felt present enough that I could get invested.
Yeah, I think Galactics was... It's like a... At least Platinums.
Yeah.
Galactics were a bit closer to Black and White, but again, because we had Looker a little bit to help as, like, the end.
Yes.
But still, yeah, it's... Again, with Ruby and Sapphire and Diamond and Pearl, it's very much... It is a story that is happening while you're doing your main story, which is the gym badges.
Yep.
And yeah, there's gaps, and so that it's not as memorable sometimes.
Yeah.
But at least it's there, and that's good.
Because, like, and I never counted Gen 4 when it came to good story because I never played Platinum.
That's fair.
So yeah, growing up, I'm like, Team Galactic is whatever.
Yeah.
Team Galactic was just whatever. And that's just because, quite frankly, they did not put enough effort into Diamond and Pearl, and they put no effort into those remakes.
No, they did not.
And I'm speaking as someone who actually likes the remake.
Which is so sad, because it's like, if they had remade Platinum, we would have gotten the Inverse World again.
Yeah.
And that shit was awesome.
The thing that I remember hearing is that the reason why Diamond and Pearl remakes were so bad was because it sounded like the Pokemon Company wanted to be, like, instead of remaking Diamond and Pearl, they wanted their celebration of Sinnoh to be Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
And that was going to be it. They weren't going to do a remake, but it seemed like somewhere just at some point, it was like, no, we have to do an actual remake rather than just do Legends Arceus.
Yeah, and I think the budget was minuscule. The time to make it was minuscule. It was just, honestly, bad timing.
And I don't know if this is true or not, but I haven't heard the best thing in the world about the company that was tapped to make it.
I think they just make mobile.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you doing here?
Okay, sorry. Let's see. Bug is effective against Dark because in Japan, bugs are taken the more positive way. Also, on a mainline game where your partner gets kidnapped by the evil team and finding a powerful item. That'd be fun. It's kind of like...
My brain just started thinking Pokemon Coliseum.
Yeah, albeit they're not your partner until after.
No, until after you rescue them, but still, it's just like my brain's like...
Or they're kidnapped
are
before they're your partner.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant, yeah. But my brain was just like, what?
I'll admit, my brain went there too.
If you haven't played Pokemon Coliseum, play Pokemon Coliseum.
It's
hard as shit, but it's worth it.
It was programmed by people who had never played Pokemon before.
They did their best, and honestly, they did a decent job. They just might have made it a bit too hardcore.
Let's see. Breakfast says totally didn't get that idea from Pokemon Brick Bronze. I don't know what that is.
Brick Bronze? Is that a mod game?
I'm assuming that's either a mod or
because I haven't heard of that
game.
one.
I haven't heard of that one either. By the way, if they ever, just randomly thinking, if they ever actually make a Pokemon Jade, just since, you know, there was a fan game of Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Jade, and Diamond was eventually made, I got dibs on that one.
Okay.
Sorry, I've always just liked the Gemstone Jade.
We gotta get through Wind and Waves first.
Yep, I'm actually decently optimistic for that one, honestly.
I think I saw a rumor that they're making like 300 new Pokemon or something, which is like bullshit.
Wow. I kind of hope they don't.
I will accept the usual 150, 100 number range. My God, don't go stupid.
Let's see, Pokemon game on Roblox, which was taken down, but copies exist, then down in 2016 to 2018. The story was amazing. I believe that.
Sometimes I have to, like, I don't want to say don't poke the bear, because it's going to happen, because, like, there's fan projects that get not destroyed by Nintendo.
Yeah.
But there is also a part of me that's like,
infamous for
after you make the thing, please write a fan fiction book version of this so that at least your story can be saved for time and all eternity.
Yep. Because, like...
Because Nintendo can't do dick about fan fiction.
Yep. Because I do know, like... There've only been, like, for example, 2 Mario fan games that I know of that were ever taken down officially by Nintendo. Like, they've gone after other fan projects.
That's where you came from, down the way down there.
I'm aware.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just seeing what was down there.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Okay, no, I didn't know that it... Sorry, I just wanted to look down. But I knew, like, going back that way was where I came
Oh, yeah, no, down below is where you came from.
Okay, that's my bad. So, thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Oh. Hey,
Rude.
Griever.
Madam, that was rude.
Yeah.
Shove your butt elsewhere.
I don't remember. One of the ones for Mario, I think was it was a Mario 64 mod / fan game. I don't really know that much about it, other than apparently it was taken down. The other was, it wasn't a mod. It wasn't based on anything other than it was just a fan-made 2D game. But it was super pornographic.
Ah, yeah, Nintendo would definitely kill that.
Yeah, and honestly, I can't say I blame them. Like, again, I'm not a prude, but at the same time...
Looks like she played you again. Don't succeed.
But I also can't pretend that me getting addicted to pornography in my teen years wasn't 100% because I was trying to Google some of my favorite Nintendo characters and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just because I was looking up pictures for, I think, a school project that I wanted to do. And I discovered the wonderful, hellish world of Zelda, you know, Rule 34. So... Anyway, let's see. Breakfast says, story got saved because more copies of Brick Bronze exist, which is basically the same story.
That's good.
Stuff with the differences like harder difficulty, more Pokemon, new expansions, etc. Oh, that's nice. But, yeah... I don't know. I'm really torn when it comes to, like, fan pornography, if you know what I mean. Because on the one hand, if you're making it for you, do what you want. I'm not going to stop you.
Properly tag your shit.
Properly tag your shit. Absolutely. But
like, you can post whatever you want, just please properly tag it so that
Exactly.
people can block that tag.
But yeah, I also am not going to fault the parent company for wanting it taken down, especially if it's about something that is meant to be kid friendly.
Yeah.
Because kids are going to Google things and are going to accidentally stumble across it. I mean, again, if you tag it properly, it shouldn't be as big of a deal, but that's neither here nor there, you know? Because I know that, like, your family had some difficulty with My Little Pony pornographic fan art.
Oh, yeah, no, there was... My autistic brother would spell things phonetically.
Yep.
And that's where a lot of porn sites are hidden, is if you type something, the name of a children's thing, phonetically.
I remember, like, in the early days of the internet, a very common practice for, like, porn sites is they would spell their website one keystroke different than kid-friendly websites.
Yep.
Like, one that actually was so infamous that we had to be, that, like, my school and, like, the other kids in my school would warn other kids about it. It was Disney.com, but instead of the I, it was whatever. I think on the keyboard I'd have to look at it. Like, it's either an I or an O, just whatever is next to the I on the keyboard. So it was very much like they wanted you to accidentally put the wrong keystroke in, which was very likely to do, especially if you're typing it in quickly.
Yeah, Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting that, and then it was like, oh, they're getting clever. Now it's all phonetic.
Yep.
Because it's, again, I have nothing against sex workers
No.
or anything. I have a lot of gripes with the porn industry
Agreed.
and their really shady tactics.
Yep.
Especially, like, them and even the nicotine industry. It's like, can we
Yeah.
not have this whole evil plan of, like, let's get everyone hooked when it's illegal for them to get hooked?
Yep.
And yet they're not punished in any way.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of the problem, especially with, like, porn advertising. It's like, they're not like the whole naming it one letter off. It's like they are not technically, wink wink nudge nudge, they're not technically advertising to kids. They're just creating shady situations where kids can get entrapped in that.
Correct. Which, it's one of those things that it's like, I wish more suits would happen of,
Yep.
hey, this is technically false advertising.
Yep.
You are claiming to be something you're not.
Yep.
Even if it's like, yeah, you're not claiming to be Disney, but you're also, or like, you're not claiming to be My Little Pony, but also, what about your porn has anything to do with My Little Pony?
Mm-hmm.
You're not the company My Little Pony.
Yep. Because I feel like so many things in this world, intention matters a lot.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, you're not. Let's see. Speaking of nicotine, my school had a workshop with the police telling us about cybercrime and anti-narcotics.
Oh my God, does DARE still exist?
Yeah, because I remember that too.
God, I don't know if it's called DARE anymore though.
No, I don't even know if the program that replaced DARE even still exists, but
I think it does, or at least it did when I was working at the elementary school. The 5th graders still go through it. No, the 6th graders still went through
I
it.
seem to like vaguely remember.
But it wasn't
that-
called DARE.
Yeah, the DARE program was, they got rid of it because I think they actually like had some studies to be like, kids who go through DARE are not necessarily less likely to become drug addicts or something like that.
Which is so interesting because, like, the complete
And
opposite.
Breakfast isn't American, so
Okay.
yeah. So anyway, continue, honey.
Because, like, which is so sad to see all the sex education outreach programs being killed
Yep.
by the government. Because those are shown to actually really help with issues like teen pregnancy and all that stuff to keep them safe.
I made a mistake.
You did?
Yes, I forgot so that other train car that is just like the base, it's in the way of where I need to move this train car.
Okay.
So it's not that big of a mistake, it's just I lose time.
Yeah, no, I get you. But it's like, I'm surprised that since those actually show signs of working, that DARE didn't. And I have to wonder if it's... Honestly, it probably was the pedagogy of it.
Pedagogy?
The pedagogy. It's pedagogy is how it is taught.
Okay.
It's schools of thought.
Because personally, in my experience with DARE, again, just to be clear, for those who aren't American, DARE is the anti-drug education program that used to tour schools. All they told you was drugs are bad. They didn't actually educate you on the subject.
The only things I remember that felt like they did a lot of scare tactics.
Yeah.
Because we were to be shown, like, oh, here's these pig lungs. Here's one that we've left alone and is just hooked up to a tube to let us pump air into it.
Yep.
But then here's this one that is coated in nicotine or whatever.
Yeah.
and how it's got holes in it now and all that. And I'm like, ew. I think at least with the other program that followed up there that I can't remember the name of, I know they still do the breathing through coffee stirrer straws to show lung capacity, but they have you do it instead of just looking at something gross.
Yep.
Which I think is a little bit of a safer idea.
Yeah.
And then they'd have the different goggles for you to put on for the different drug or whatever effects, which on the one hand, yeah, helpful, but on the other hand, those are fun.
Yep. Like, honestly, it just, if anything, Dare kind of proved why scare tactics don't work. Let's see, Breakfast says, at my school, the police weren't afraid of telling how narcotics are transported, consequences of your family for what you get from the police as punishment for buying and selling. That's
damn, we never talked about fucking drug mules. That was never brought up. Damn, I learned about that shit more in depth from like dating sims.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, that is still technically scare tactics, but that's still technically more education rather than just drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad.
But that's kind of the problem I think that Dare had, and also why, like, sex and Christianity just, like, one of the I remember, like, a lot of my friends who, like, attended BYU, here in Utah, were like, yeah, the BYU dorms are some of the horniest places on the planet because the sex education in Christianity is all just don't do it scare tactic bullshit. It's not proper education for you to make a proper educated decision going forward. So you end up just kind of making, drugs and, in this case, sex all the more tittillating,
Yeah. It's one of those things of, at least, it's easier for sex in a weird way because there is things you can do to protect. Like, there's condoms, there's birth control. Drugs, not really.
Yeah. Plus, they weren't
so
using
it's easier
scare
to
tactics
go
and more truthful joking from the police. Okay, again, that's good.
It's easier for a sex educator to be like, hey, I'm not your mom, or even your mom going, hey, I love you. Please don't be stupid about it.
Yep.
If you're gonna do it, just don't be dumb. Here's how a fucking condom works,
Plus, I think with sex, it's like, it's easier to point to lasting consequence, being like, hey, if you do it without protection, you'll now have a baby for the rest of your life, or something like that.
I mean, same with drugs, though. I think it's just easier with sex, because again, there is those safeguards that's like, you can do the activity and not always deal with the consequences. Like, there's always that 0.01% chance a condom fails or whatever.
Yeah. And, like, it is definitely important to, be like, hey, there is no such thing as a perfect contraceptive except just not having it. But that's not the same thing as full-on scare tactic.
Exactly. And but with drugs, it's if you take drugs, God, you're playing roulette on if you have clean shit or not.
Yep.
And there's not really anything to prevent weird side effects, or at least alleviate weird side effects.
Because, I mean, like,
I'm not talking about, like, marijuana, because, like, gang, marijuana's fine. Yes, it can...
in moderation.
And, like, don't do it early, because then you'll bake your brain.
Yeah, because that is true. Like,
please only do it when you have a fully developed frontal cortex, so you don't bake your brain.
Yep.
But, like, marijuana's fine. It's good. It's, honestly, again, know what you need, do the things you need to do your research.
Yep.
But, like, other, like, harder narcotics, it's not, like, you can just... make sure you wear this weird finger glove, and now you'll be okay.
Yep.
And so you can't just be like, don't be stupid about it. You literally are like, that's the stupid thing, don't do it.
Yep.
What else are you supposed to say?
Yep.
And I think that's one thing I have heard a friend say that their parents told them, that I'm like, actually I kind of like that, is if you're going to do that shit, do it here in my house where I can watch you and keep you safe.
Yeah.
From... if you go into an episode, I can calm you down. If you OD, I can get you to a hospital quickly. Mm-hmm. Instead of doing it in some dirty basement somewhere. Please do it here.
So my older brother is a pharmacist, and during his training, his pharmacist that was training him my older brother noticed it's like he just, when people came in to buy syringes, he would let them just buy it. And when my older brother's like, why are you doing that? I'm sure most of them are junkies. He's like, yes. And if they're junkies, they're going to do drugs no matter what I do. I would feel a lot better knowing that they at least did it with a clean needle.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that I feel like we need to kind of work on with some empathy. And I think that would make the... whatever the DARE program's been renamed.
Yep.
I think it would make it more successful.
Let's see.
If we
Breakfast says, in my country, the narcotic system goes after like college kids, but disguises as candy or snack shop because they're common near schools and colleges. Oh, jeez.
No, yeah, those were the stories I was always told about drugs. Like, don't accept unwrapped candy. That's a drug. Not
Or
actual
it's been
candy.
tampered with.
Or something, yeah. And, but I never ran into it, so it's kind of like, huh, weird, but, yeah, around here you just get people with bags who will be like, you want some? And it's like, what? And then if you go, what? And then they'll just walk away usually.
How can
Oh, I kind of remember the weirdness of this puzzle. I think. I remember being annoyed with it. Okay. Yay.
It's the damn jump.
It's that edge. It's the Bubsy edge.
Yep. How did you go from Pokemon to narcotics?
Welcome to our brains.
Yep.
We have ADD.
Yep.
Undiagnosed, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, back when we were, I think it was we were all playing Crystal Chronicles, and we were like doing the Smoke Weed song, and then I just transitioned to It's a Secret from Battle Block Theater.
And we all just looked at you and went, what?
And you were like, honey, you were like, what are you doing? You have left me. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
where you have gone where I cannot follow. But honestly, you kind of get used to it. My younger sibling's autistic, so you kind of just have to pivot.
Yep.
Into weird directions, and you just get used to it. And honestly, I am probably undiagnosed autistic.
See, the thing is I am like 90% sure I am autistic, but my mom is like, I had you tested and they said you weren't. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything to me. I am still pretty damn sure that I am. Okay, where's the bomb? Because I don't think I have a key.
I ate it.
How have you not exploded yet?
Well, it's not the lit kind.
Oh dear.
I just have this bomb sitting in here, and if I eat a
It's like
match,
at
I'll
the
go boom.
End of, based on the map.
Okay. Aw, dude, you could have just kept running at us. That would have been really funny.
Yep.
If you had just committed instead of
There's a
positioning
bomb.
up. Oh, God. You would have been my favorite minion of the lot. I would have let you live.
So one thing, I think I might have addressed this, but I do want to bring it up. A criticism that I often see raised about the Darksiders games that I kind of agree with is that while the monsters look cool, they're very safe. For like, even though they're supposed to be hell demons, it's like, it's monsters that crawl on all fours. Oh, it's
Big
monsters
brutes.
on two legs, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's not as much...
Especially since it's an M-rated game. They could have gone.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
They could have gone as far as they wanted.
Yep.
They
And-
didn't.
I like the general design of Darksiders, but I do have to agree with that criticism. Like, I like the angels. Like, I feel the angels went as far as they needed to. And the angels do have a very distinct look to this world.
Yeah.
So I like that they're kind of cyberpunk.
I think what makes
Or not
me...
cyberpunk, sci-fi.
Yeah, I think what makes me sad is I wish the demons were as distinct.
Yeah.
Or, like, they were a very complete opposite. Like, they're all in, like, billowing robes, and they look like they're medieval or something.
I mean, like, to be clear, like, the named demons, like Samael, like Lilith, and hell, even all the demon lords from, Genesis, those work fine for me, but it's like the normal monsters you fight are just very generic.
Honestly, these weird jetpack bats. They look like they belong in Beyond Good and Evil rather than Darksiders.
Let's see. Also, have you two watched any analog horror on YouTube? Personally, no.
I've like peeked at some. I'm actually really bad when it comes to horror.
She still has not let me live down the Thing incident.
No, I have not. Fuck you.
It's been 13 years.
Yeah, and you said it wasn't that gory.
It's not!
You fucking liar.
Have you ever seen the 2009 Wolfman movie?
No, and I never will.
Because that is gory.
Dude, a guy's head comes off in the Thing.
And it's made of gum and looks like it's made of gum.
That's still gore! You dumbass! But I'm really bad with horror. I enjoy horror quite a bit. Because like I love Haunting Ground. I love the Fatal Frame series.
I really wish
I am just really bad with gore. And like I know analog horror doesn't lean into it too much, but I also am very aware I have a very active imagination. To the point that it's like I avoid, besides hating AI with a passion, I also avoid it because I know I'm susceptible to AI psychosis. Like super easy. The fact that like Ben drowned. Oh my god. I fell deep into that creepypasta. I literally I am sure it was a psychosis because Ben existed to me. One, or at least the elegy statue out in the real world and all that shit.
I mean, the fact that we tried playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent for Halloween.
We quit so quick.
We didn't even get to any of the real monsters. We freaked out just by the poofers, and we were done. And then I tried playing Alien Isolation and White Day: A Prison Called School. And basically, as soon as like an enemy charged at me, I just froze up. I'm like, I'm done. I choose death.
Yeah, I have the new Fatal Frame, the remake of 2. I want to stream it at some point. But I also don't want to stream it alone. I'm scared.
Then, let's see. I also bought the Call of Cthulhu game for fucking ever ago. And that's like, I gotta play this for the channel, because I was more than a little obsessed with Cthulhu. Not necessarily Lovecraft's work, just Cthulhu for a while. I think it was probably like a precursor to me being kind of, not obsessed, but like interested in Baphomet for a while. It was just me rebelling against my Christian upbringing by attaching myself to anything supernatural in a sense. Now, I'm definitely not that into... I definitely didn't get as into Baphomet as I did into Cthulhu. Because that was a hard obsession. Like, that was a hard obsession that I had with Cthulhu for a while. But, I put in the Call of Cthulhu disc. I think I played it for maybe 10 minutes. Like, I didn't even get to anything that actually was freaky, and I just was done. Let's see. Y'all believe in ghosts? Abby does.
Oh, absolutely. I have encountered plenty.
I don't believe in ghosts.
It's one of those things for me that it's like, I'm okay if others don't believe, and y'all can call me crazy, I don't care. It's one of those things that it's like, I've had moments I need, if they aren't real, I don't know what that was then. And I have no explanation.
Okay.
Because I've interacted with 2.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is, I don't know if I count that one as a ghost, because someone else was telling me, no, that's fey shit. And I'm like, okay, cool, good to know.
Breakfast, you said same here, kind of. Which one? You do believe in ghosts or you don't believe in ghosts?
I do.
Well, no, I'm asking in breakfast.
Oh, if breakfast.
Breakfast said, me too, kind of. So I'm just asking clarification. Same here, kind of, you believe in ghosts, or same here, kind of, you don't believe in ghosts? Just because I want to make sure I understand what you're saying.
I assume with the kind of, it's ghosts exist, just not in the way maybe some people think they do.
Believe-ish, yeah. So, breakfast kind of believes in ghosts.
When I was working
I definitely find this dungeon a little less frustrating than the last one. Continue, honey.
The other one was a little bit more straightforward, I feel, but that's from me watching, and from my vague memory. But like the two ghosts I've encountered, one was a shitty little kid.
Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie.
Anyone who's watched my Tomodachi live stream?
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah, the little puppet.
Yeah, there was a marionette at the park. Old marionette, haunted as shit. Now, I don't like telling the story of him. Just know it's gruesome and sad and like really scary and sad. Not scary, just sad and kind of fucked up. But I don't like spreading it around just because it's like the less we talk about it,
The less we perpetuate his
yeah,
misery.
exactly. But he was also a little shit, but he was just a kid. To get on his good side, you could just leave he loved little toys, he loved little trinkets. You could just leave them at his puppet, and he would leave you alone. But the interaction I had with him was, girl, what the fuck?
That's not the Griever, though.
Man, what the fuck? It was, there had been a propane leak in the burrows where the puppet stayed.
1 second. Breakfast. Very rare to encounter one. Some friend of mine interacted with the ghost while we were pretending to talk to the ghost in the ceiling. Found was dropped in the first. Why me, not him? Anyway, continue, honey. Charlie.
Yeah.
propane
So the next day, we had found that they actually hadn't kept the doors open. They must have closed them properly, the lock, because there's still some expensive shit in there. But it's like, this needs to air out before we let haunters back in here, so fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
So me and two other haunters, we get the place open, and we found box fans. I can't remember if we just ran to security or maintenance to get a hold of them, or if they had been in there, and we were just like, oh, thank God. And so we plugged them in, turned them on, and there were two ends. We wanted to put them by the doors to try to, like, suck the air, out to outside. And Charlie's puppet was sitting at the western end of the home.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, fuck you, game.
You mean the Darksiders experience? Sorry. So we look at... I don't mind introducing myself because I want them aware I know that they're there, but that, like, they're pretty chill because I introduce myself in a sense. So I looked at the puppet and I'm like, hey, we're just gonna leave this here. Sorry to bother you, bud. Turn it on full blast, and we start walking. Now, I was the one who put this box fan down. I know it was on completely flat ground. It wasn't like wobbly, it wasn't tipsy, whatever. We enter the next room, all three of us, and then we just hear this bang behind us. We turn around, and the box fan has been knocked over, and it's even like skidded a little bit, and we're just like, oh, you really don't want that there, buddy. Okay, so we went, unplugged it, removed it from the room, and went and put it at the other doors to have double duty over there. So that was my encounter with Charlie. The other encounter that's like, oh no, ghosts are fucking real. Hell yes, they are. It was that same year. Actually, I think it was the night before, actually, the Charlie encounter, now that I'm thinking about it. So, with the haunt we had, it was divided into sections. And so, you're usually working really closely with the haunters in your section. Hi, bitch! And it happened to be that in my section, it was me, a zombie, and a crying girl. That night... Oh, and then sometimes we would also have a professional dude that came in from, like, California or Washington. I can't remember.
Oh.
It was just because he had really nice suits and stuff. He was sometimes a demon, and so it was really cool. He had really good makeup. He was out to another zone that night because we got an effect working that the owner wanted him there. So he was gone. And then the zombie was out because it was They had requested it off to have a night out with their girlfriend. And then the crying girl got moved to the front near to do line control to keep the guests entertained because the lines were getting so long. Meaning I was all by myself in my zone. And the thing with that season, my haunt, I was a ghillie suit. So I'm a pop-up scare. That's all you're gonna get out of me because it's obvious I'm a person in a ghillie suit. I mean, like, I did enough to try to just make myself more monstrous. I did not stand up straight. It was all crouch and shit, you know.
Breakfast says they've probably accidentally insulted every ghost they've met. For those who don't know what a ghillie suit is,
they're camo for hunting, but with, like, leaves stapled onto them.
turn you into like a bush monster.
Yeah, so I was a bush monster technically. So I'm freaking out because one, this was also my first time ever haunting. I'd never done haunt acting before. So I'm by myself. It's a really busy night. It's also the first night I'd ever experienced a panic attack. I was miserable because I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know how to give the guests the experience they paid extra money for because it was park entry plus the haunt ticket. And I'm freaking out. This is also the night that I also encountered something else. I was told it might be fae or it might be indigenous, some kind of indigenous spirit, which is not a happy one. So that was great. The closest thing I could probably describe well, I don't want to say that name out loud either because you don't want to get you're not allowed to say its name. You shouldn't, I should say.
Yeah.
But it was this thing, like, oh my god, I was okay, I'm gonna back up for a second. At the same time, another reason I was super stressed was there was a quest throughout the haunt because we were kind of a D&D park in a sense. Like we weren't affiliated with wizards or anything, but you know, we get there were guilds, they give out quests so you could join them or whatever. And the Knights Guild had set up little flags throughout the haunt. What guests were supposed to do is either make note of where in the haunt they found the flags or take a picture of them with their phones. Some guests didn't really register that that's what they meant for some reason and would try to take the flags out of the haunt. So I also had to puppy guard this fucking flag that was there. So I would pop out of my hiding spot, and usually they'd be walking down the path, and then they'd spot it and kind of loop back to get the flag. So then I'd have to leave my spot again, and I would literally just hug this flag, and just growl at them because. I will say, when I get in character at that park, it was very hard for me to leave unless the shift was over. And especially when I was in panic mode, my brain was like, you are a bush, you are not allowed to talk. And so I just growled and clicked at people. And they kept asking me questions. And it's like, I'm not answering, you can't have this. But in just like, argh.
That's something that does always bug me. Like, I've never haunt acted before, per se, but I have, like, played monsters in a sense, so it's like, I hate those people who just are like, no, I'm gonna get you to talk to me, or whatever.
Usually, at that point, I would always disengage them. I just like, I'm going back to my spot, goodbye, and just ignore them.
But yeah, anyway, back to...
but back to the thing.
So that's just another reason why you were stressed.
Yeah, so another reason I'm stressed. So, while I was in the midst of yelling, kind of, at this boy who was begging to take the flag, and he was crying because he was scared, which was kind of funny, but there was like other scarier shit before me, so I think he was just scared, and I'm not being nice because I'm not letting him near because he doesn't want to. They know not to touch the actors. They are very much informed not to touch us.
Yeah. So
he's like, how do I get the flag if you're not letting me, if you're there? So he's really scared and frustrated, and I'm so tired. I've been crying. I probably was crying. And then as I'm just like trying to like look back behind me to see if there were more guests coming, up there was a hill that led up to where the train tracks were that went around the park. Well, kind of half the park. And then there was this this thing. It was a robed thing that had a deer skull where its head should be. It had antlers, and it was just covered in bones that would rattle as it just shifted. And it had a scream to it. If you've ever heard of an Aztec death whistle, it sounded exactly like that. And I just was like staring at this thing, and it was just staring at me. It wasn't doing anything, and it hadn't screamed at the time. It was just standing there. And so this kid is very clearly realizing, like, he's like, what are you looking at? And he even looks to the hill. Well, actually, what I did first was point, kind of like that. That's what I'm looking at. He looks at the hill, and then he just looks back at me. He's like, I don't see anything. And literally, at that point, his family had said, like, let's move. We can't just stand here all night. So they move on. I'm just frozen because I'm like, oh, this is how I die. This is how I died tonight. I just go back to my spot. I try to ignore this thing. I sit down and just start crying.
And to answer, like, I'm not going to say it out loud. And, I am going to remove that message, Breakfast. It's not because you did anything wrong, just to be clear. It's just because that's a spirit that you don't even want to say its name because it can attract it. And I don't want the message there so people see it.
But then you guessed it. You got it.
But you did guess it correctly. That is exactly what it was. Or at least that's what Abby believes it was.
That's what one of my that's what I think it would have been. Mm-hmm. The other things I've been told it could be they never gave it a name either. They're just like, it belongs in this kind of group of things.
Oh, we're at the boss fight.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, and Breck was like, oh, right, I forgot.
Yeah, no, you good.
So, again, we're not mad at all. I want to be clear about that.
We help.
Like, I'm not deleting it because you did anything wrong. I'm not deleting it because...
How dare you?
How dare you? Because, again, most people probably don't know that.
No, I mean, the people who tell you not to try not to say it either, so...
Yep.
Anyways, so I go and sit down, and that's when I get to hear the Aztec death whistle. As I think it starts moving on, I hope. I hoped anyway, so I was just like, whatever, it's fine. And it's at that point, another group comes through. I don't even bother. I did not scare this group. I don't feel bad about that. I could not do it. Life was done. They pass me by. They don't see me or anything, which is great. Because, again, full-blown tears. And that's when, so I do hear them scream suddenly. Like, they've gone past me, and then they just start screaming. And I'm like, oh, maybe it was for them, and I'm okay! But no, I look, and they're laughing. And I see this person in white. And they just give me a thumbs up, and then they go back into a hiding spot. And I'm like, oh my god! Someone's moved from another zone to come help me. Thank God. I think that might be one of the ghosts. Yeah. The nun ghosts. I don't know.
Just real quick, Breakfast. It depends on the folklore about whether or not you can say something's name. Mm-hmm. Because some things, like most folklore that involve dragons, you can say their name just fine, and it's not going to necessarily attract their attention. I think it kind of depends on the folklore and if it's a spirit or not.
I think it also depends on the context. I will say, like, if you're talking about Until Dawn, you could say Wendigo all you want.
Yeah.
But that's because that's the Until Dawn thing. As soon as you leave that context, try to avoid it.
Yeah.
Words. So I'm getting help. Great. And the thing's gone. I don't see it. Great. So I just start haunting as normal. I have a buddy now. It's fantastic. Finally, our break comes around. They close down the haunt for us to have our 15-minute break. I think it was a 15. It might have been a 30. And there's another haunter that comes from a different section to sit by the fire that's in our section with us to talk and eat snacks or whatever. So he comes and joins me. And I've taken off, like, my hood and stuff, so, like, it's very obvious I've been crying because the black makeup around my eyes is smeared and it's bad.
Breakfast is going to just say deer face going forward.
Great! Actually, it's great. That's great. And is it dead?
No.
Okay. I don't want to talk over cutscenes.
I'd be given an execution command.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So he comes and joins me, and it's just us two. And I guess I was just like, oh, I guess that person who was helping me went back to go hang out with their friends in their section. That's totally fine. And so I asked him, I'll just call him Gravedigger, because that's what he was. I was like, hey, do you know who it was that showed up to help me? And he's like, what are you talking about? The ghost. You know, I think it might have been one of the nuns? Did they not pass you? No, I haven't seen any of the other actors all night. Oh! I even asked him about the other spirit I saw earlier. He's like, no, I haven't seen anything. And I was like, this is just great. So 2 things I saw that night. Freaky as shit. So as we're at the end of the night, they didn't come back to help me. It was me by myself. No, actually, the crying girl who's usually with us.
Okay, I didn't get an execution command.
Oh, gosh. I'll hold the story for a second.
Yeah.
You, like, teleported. Oh, you'll probably have quick time events.
Creepy stuff indeed. No, this game doesn't do quick time events, thankfully. Outside of, again, just the execution command.
Right, I just wondered if it would have it now, in a sense, but...
No, thankfully not. This game did come out... It came out within proximity to the height of quick time events in gaming, but it came out during the tail end of it. Anyway, continue, honey.
Yeah, so... yeah, I start hunting again. The crying girl did get to join me again, because I think they realized I was by myself and it hadn't clicked with them quite yet that had been happening. So they sent her back, and so I'm not alone anymore. Nothing else happened the rest of the night out of the ordinary, until we started.
Right. Straga's not one of the chosen because he's the boss in the tower we're trying to get to. So yeah, there's the Stygian, and I don't remember the name of the other one. Because there's another, we have to fight a worm boss and a spider boss, and then we get to the tower and we fight Straga. Anyway.
Why are you here?
Strange question, seeing as how you're the one broke into my house.
You weren't always the Black Hammer. You huddle in exile, a hermit among tombstones. Why? What role did you play in this, Ulthane?
Horseman, I've got something for you. A fair bit of work, but it's a bit dainty for me. It'll serve you better.
A gun!
That is Mercy.
You didn't answer
Really
my
funny in the hands of
question,
war.
old one.
Maybe I like the scenery, was it to you? You asked for my help and I gave it. You go on being ungrateful and I'm liable to get upset.
You didn't even cock that,
I
dude.
look like I'm afraid of death, boy.
It's not death you should fear.
But what?
One thing that I'm not the biggest fan of in this game is you basically have to Mercy, a beautiful crowd. I don't think it says anywhere in game this is Strife's gun, but if you actually like do any research, because like Strife's guns were known in the fandom at the time thanks to the comic, but it really was one of these things that it's like, wait, it just not enough attention was called to it in my opinion.
Right.
Thankfully in the second game when Death is given Strife's other gun, I don't remember what his other gun's called, because again this one's Mercy, whatever, they do call attention to the fact it's like, wait, why do the makers have Strife's guns?
Yeah.
And given when Darksiders 3 came out, Strife was actually working with the makers to protect humanity, we actually do kind of have an answer. Kind of being the key word here.
Yeah.
back to your stories, honey.
So at the end of the night, how we leave the haunt is, the person who's running the front, kind of like the carnival barker almost, once the last guest goes through, they will follow them. And the people who are actually selling tickets, will probably shut everything down, but that barker will follow the last guest, and just after they've passed haunters, they'll gather them up, and we all just follow them in a fucking conga line, which is very unnerving for those final guests. It's really funny, because we all stay in character still, but we're in the hands of our caretaker. He's keeping them at bay for now, kind of a deal. It's really fun. But I get picked up, thank God. And as we're going up, we go past the mausoleum to a statue that's in the park, and I think it's still there, sadly, in which I want to go rescue her so bad.
Apollonia.
Yeah. It's one of only 9 that exists. Is a statue of Saint Apollonia, the patron saint of dentistry. And she got that because she was tortured. Woo! Yay! Christian saints are something else. So, honestly, all the actors, before I even became an actor there, when I was just a guest, they would always tell us, hey, you better give her respect. And I'm like, done. I don't know why, but done. I'll listen to you guys. I love you guys. So, it was one of those things that, if I ever made rounds up there, I'd say hi to her. I don't know. It was just, that was before I was really into believing. But I was just doing it, to appease some friends. So, we get up to that area. We're waiting a little bit. We're hovering back, to let the guests get to the fountain section, or past the fountain section, to, I don't know, remember what that hill was. It became the werewolf hill, but it used to be something else, I think. Anyways, they move on, and we all start our slow shuffle conga line to follow behind them. I pass by Saint Apollonia, and as I pass her, I hear, and like most of the time we're all quiet, like none of us talk to each other when we're doing the shuffle, because we might accidentally catch up to the guests too fast, and we don't want to break that immersion, so no one's talking. I pass by Saint Apollonia, and then I just hear this whisper, and it says, "You're welcome." And that's when it clicked to me that it's like, oh my god, that person in white, that like ghost that came to scare with me, that was Apollonia. What the fuck? I said hi to her forever. I love her. I love her so much. And actually, as I kept working there, actors would tell, because I asked them about it after the experience, like, why do you guys, like, I get it now, but what was your guys' experience? And a lot of it is, she was kind of the patron saint of the actors in a sense. If you were a little bitch and were, like, being awfully rude to an actor or something, harm would come to your teeth in one way or another. Like, there was just this little shitty kid who was just being a little shitty kid, He was, like, 5th, 6th grade, and that's just the age where, especially teenage boys, sadly, or little boys, like, they test everything, they test boundaries, so they're just being little shits. And they were especially being a little shit to, I think, an actor who was going through something or other. I think a friend had passed away from taking their own life at the time, I think it was. So they were just not in a good place anyway. And this kid just happened to tilt it. This actor broke, and they had to walk away from the situation. And they were near the Apollonia statue, funny enough. The kid is just like, this is whatever, haha. And he goes and starts running. This kid just trips on nothing and smacks his face onto the concrete. And yep, he lost a tooth. And then there was also the story of the owner of the place, when they were installing the statue. He had a meeting that he had to be getting to. So when they were installing it, they weren't the most gentle with her. They just kind of plopped her rather than gently set her, because he had to go. So he plops her down, he runs to his meeting, and in the meeting, as he's just talking, I don't know what the presentation was, I don't know anything about that, it was all business shit. But as he's talking, perfectly healthy tooth just falls out of his mouth onto the table.
Sorry, cutscene.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry, no, that's basically it.
Yep.
I'm a very avid believer in ghosts.
Did you enjoy yourself? War in the Black Hammer, plucking pigeons.
Oh my god, you were watching
You
us.
see a great many things from inside a prison, Samael.
There is little you can keep from me, horseman. Once I have a mind to know it.
And what do you know of Uriel?
I thought the horsemen were above such.
Jesus, just because she's a woman.
pursuits.
I mean,
Believes I killed Abaddon.
The Hellguard worshipped their fallen lord and leader. And Uriel? Huh. Some might say her admiration was less than professional.
by the way, I didn't say this last time, but Samael's voiced by actor Vernon Wells.
No, you did.
I did? Okay.
I fought the demon who killed Abaddon, and he will be punished.
Straga is the strongest of the chosen.
And that's why they're only the
No
third
doubt
boss.
you'll face him again.
No, he's actually the
He draws power from
fifth
the
boss.
spire
Oh, okay.
and won't stand to be away from it for long. With all I have taught you, you might even survive the reunion.
Whose heart would you have, demon?
The Stygian is king of the ancient worms that now plague the Ashlands. It won't be easy. The worms grow well in such fertile ground.
Oh,
Fertile with death, decay. All the land is covered in it. The ashes of the dead. But you may be in luck. It seems that some fool demons have taken to capturing the worms for sport, and they hunt other creatures as well. The strongest are made to fight in cruel arenas. The demons seek to tame the Stygian, not knowing that within the monster there beats the black heart of the chosen.
How do the demons avoid the ashworms?
You know of the chronospheres?
A gift of the old ones. It is said that to master the chronosphere is to master time itself. One
Don't
could
do time
stop
magic.
or even move it forward and back.
Indeed. None of the old masters exist, but the demons have learned to use them to a lesser degree. I can grant you a basic understanding of the chronospheres. It won't be much. Perhaps just enough to avoid the worms.
Perhaps.
Perhaps not. What in this life is certain, horseman? Other than our word, of course.
Bye, buddy.
I honestly think that might be a good place to call it for the night.
Probably it is
We
getting
got
late.
we got a dungeon done. Yeah. So I don't think there will be a stream tomorrow, because unless I wake up really early because I can't sleep. Because I have a therapy appointment tomorrow, and I kind of want to make sure I'm ready for So like I said, if I wake up at 4 in the morning like I normally do for work, I'll do a quick stream. I'm thinking I might stream Bubsy 4D because that one's not very long. And I want to show some love to the very first video game franchise I ever played. Edgelord stream will be normal on Sunday.
I'm going to be attempting to do more Apollo Justice on Monday. Only thing that might stop me is, like, food prep. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to still plan out what days I'm cooking some things. Oh,
Yep.
dear.
But yeah, I am not sure when, but we will see you guys then.
Take care.